ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Jeep Wrangler 4xe. It's electrified. So you can boogie woogie woogie up a mountain, over creeks, or boogie woogie woogie through a desert where you get bit by a pit viper. So you boogie woogie woogie back to camp and ask your friends if they'll suck the snake venom out. When they say no, you boogie woogie woogie to the nearest hospital for a dose of anti-venom and boogie woogie woogie your way to a full recovery. The electrified Jeep Wrangler 4xe. Learn more at Jeep.com. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Searching for fun ways to spend your tax return? Boats for cats. Oh, flotation devices for cats. Don't waste it all on something silly. Spend smarter with Straight Talk. Get our Silver Unlimited plan for $45 a month with unlimited high-speed data and with nationwide 5G. Plus, get a Samsung A13 5G for only $99.99, down from $149. If you're looking to get the most out of your refund, your search ends here. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Make Iron Abbey and Horsham your headquarters to catch Sixers game day action. Enjoy $5 Modelo drafts and Corona bottles during every game. Enjoy fresh, local ingredients in every menu item. Visit ironabbey.com for reservations or takeout orders for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
¿Tienes un arma en la casa que no está bajo llave?
房子里有没有解锁的枪?
No matter how you say it.
Is there an unlocked gun in the house?
Always ask if there's an unlocked gun in the house. Guns are now the leading cause of death for kids. So, the next time you drop your kid off at a play date, a sleepover, or even at a friend's, remember, it doesn't kill to ask.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz? Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Go Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
Everybody, oh, happy Friday. A rainy, dreary Friday. Be careful driving. It was not a fun ride from Malka Hill, New Jersey to the Malvern area, which is, beautiful, but traveling on 476 in the middle of the storm was not fun. So just be careful, guys. Wherever you are in this great Delaware Valley, just watch yourself. And it feels fitting that today is a rainy, dreary day because it matches our mood. And look, this will be it, right? So we got until the end of today, and then the statute of limitations, I think, checks in. All right? And I think we got until the end of this week to mope, and then we got to get out of it beginning on Monday. I think that's fair. Well, maybe I'll give you Tuesday. Monday's a holiday. So Tuesday, you could have one more mope day, but Tuesday after this weekend, we got to look at it with a little bit more. We got to come in a little bit more, hype, a little bit more fun, a little bit more perky. But I feel you. Listen, again, it's a dark mood day, and it's an under the covers day. It's one of those where, I don't even feel like watching sports. I just want to go watch movies and TV. Luckily, TV Todd's going to join us later today because that's kind of really all I want to do is, hunker in. It's a good weekend to hunker in and just, kind of watch things and watch some TV and kind of get away from it, and then we'll reconvene. I do want to start the show. I want to have a little bit of a theme today. So in addition to, the last day of our depression type of thing and kind of working through it, it's been a very, I think, good week of, it's been cathartic. I think it's a good week of therapy for all of us involved. But I do want to bring something else up into today. So Angelo Cataldi is his last show today across the dial, right? And I go back to Ange. I love Angelo. He was, the pioneer, of all this stuff. I remember growing up. I grew up here, right? I'm listening to Brookie and the Rookie. Was the original show, and it was Tom Brookshire. Ed Snyder owned the station, and it was Tom Brookshire and Angelo, and then they had the morning sports page with Al Morgani and Mike Miscellaneous. So Mikey and Al were Glenn. They were all a big part of the morning sports page because those guys all worked at the Inquirer, right? Like those guys paved the way, Ange and Glenn and Mike and Al, and they all paved the way for, my generation of sports talkers to kind of go on the air and kind of make our bones. We made our bones writing about sports, and then we took that next step into talking about it. And Ange was the pioneer, man. In many ways, he was the GOAT. And, it's interesting because I'll never forget, he showed you something, and he taught me a lot of lessons about the medium. First and foremost was, it was interesting because with sports radio, we live in a very, our town is, as we know, really, we're an intense town. We're that kind of, we're a little bit closed at times, right? We're, very provincial in a lot of our ways. Many old cities are that way. But up until the recent, I want to say, 10 to 20 years, where the city has become more transient, we've welcomed a lot more visitors, and we have a lot more young people moving into the city and moving into our region. So, it used to be even more provincial, right? Like, talk about a city and neighborhoods. People lived here, they died here, right? They lived on the same street as their grandparents and their aunts and uncles, and, that's how it was. There were, 18 Gallaghers living on, Porter Street, right? Like there was that was the life, right? Like that was the Philadelphia kind of way. And so here's Ange coming in, and, again, he covered the Eagles for the Inquirer and Buddy Ryan, all these kind of historic moments. And he has, a real Rhode Island accent. And he becomes the voice of the fan in a lot of ways. And, I'm not talking about disagree, agree with agenda. I'm just talking about someone that cared about the teams, that talked about the teams. And I thought it was, really profound that that's what happened. And, I was thinking about this driving in today about how the landscape has, done a 180 since I entered the business, right? So we've seen newspapers really just kind of slide. Now, there's still some people I enjoy reading, but it's hard because newspapers, and this is a problem, and I know that's a separate conversation, but newspapers and the death of newspapers is an issue. You need an independent, free press, all right? Any society worth of salt needs that. You need checks and balances. You have to have that. But, that's for another time. But the newspapers, when I put it this way, when I was working for the New York Post, so I go to Chicago and I'm on my track. I want to write. I want to be a big writer. I really looked up to a lot of sports writers, and I loved the written word. It's still my first love. And I wanted to, I wanted to be a foreign correspondent. I wanted to write, these sweeping novels. I was a Hemingway fan, right? And I wanted to, write about sports because I love sports and whatever. So I go to Chicago. Because back then they didn't hire you. If you were from Philadelphia, the Inquirer actually made it a point not to hire you because they didn't want any bias in your covering the teams. So you had to go see the world before they would even look at you, which is different than today. And so, we went around, and I went to Chicago, I went to New York. And when I was in New York, the travel budget for the sports section alone was $10 million. And this is in the 90s. So, I literally would call American Express Travel and say, I got to go to Chicago. I got to go after that, go to San Diego. After that, I got to go to Vancouver. And, they would cut me the plane tickets, and it would go on the master credit card for the sports department. And, and then I would, go stay in nice hotels and travel the world. And, I spend a lot of money. But they wanted stories. They wanted content. So my whole thing was I would travel around and I would get multiple stories, whatever city I was in. And it was more of since it was New York, it was more of a national than a local. So I did a lot of national stuff. Like I went to Mississippi and watched, film on Steve McNair with the Alcorn State coaches and hung out with Steve, when he was down there because we heard about him. And, Dante Culpepper, I was at Central Florida before Central Florida became decent. Like I would do all these kinds of stories and, kind of unearth stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But they committed to and they invested in content. So the Post invested in content, and now it just doesn't happen. So, back in the day, the Inquirer, they had a bureau in Rome, they had a bureau in Paris. They were all over the world. They were a global, a huge, respected newspaper. The Inquirer was, and so you went and did these enterprise pieces, and Ains did that, and Al and Glenn, they would go and work stories about sports or whatever. And you don't have that now. And I used to love to read the newspaper. I loved it. I loved this because when you got a Sunday Inquirer, there was always, 4 or 5 stories that you wanted to read, interesting, 4,000 or 5,000 word stories that you could sink your teeth in. And then you had your team, your guys who covered the league, right? So they would write a whole page. Jason Stark did a whole page on Major League Baseball. So you would read the whole page. It was great stats. And, you had football, NBA. Bob Ford used to do the Sixers, but he did the NBA. So you would read all that stuff, right? It was the best. And then, it's funny, sports radio starts and, there's Ans and the Dirty 30 and Boo and McNabb. And, that was the landscape. Well, there's some great stuff now because of social media. And there's a real positive about social media because news travels so fast, and the athletes now, can control their own messaging by putting it out on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok. And so that whole entity is interesting. It's just the business aspect of it has changed so much. So I kind of want to get into a discussion on what, sports radio means to you. And, all the stuff, the newspapers, covering your teams, what do you want from reporters? What it used to be, like I said, you didn't, it's funny, when I have Jeff McClain on, and I love Jeff. I think Jeff is a great, great writer and a great reporter. And when I have Jeff on, or Zach, because I think Zach Berman's the same way, like these guys, they cover the teams. And they're not just giving you propaganda. They shoot it right down the middle, man. If you listen to Jeff, what he said over the course of the year, it was mostly positive because the Eagles deserved positive press, positive praise. They did the right thing, right? So if you're covering a team, you're going to give them flowers for doing the right thing. And, that's a good thing, right? And the same way, if, you mess up, you bleep up, whatever, then you get, taking a chance. He does it right down the middle. But when I have him on, and Tunis will tell you, people sometimes are rubbed the wrong way. And it's only because he's giving you straight down the middle. He's not giving you fandom or propaganda, and I think that's a necessary voice. Everything's about a voice. All right, we all have our own voices. Social media makes it even more pronounced because now everybody is a reporter or a writer or a columnist, right? Because everybody's got a voice and everybody's got an opinion. You know, you got to weed through it to people that are actually knowledgeable about whatever subject that we're talking about. But it is a good thing that people have voices and, you know, they're able to be out there and provide different, you know, perspectives. That is important. But I want to find out from you guys about, you know, what all this stuff means to you. And I still contend, and I do a national show every week on Fox Sports Radio. And I've been doing it for, I don't know, I mean, a long time, 15, 16 years. And national sports is fun. Like, you know, I get to geek out and talk about other teams and college football and college basketball and whatever. But to me, sports radio is entirely local. It's what, you know, it gives you, the fan, really a centralized location to meet every day to talk about their passion and their hobby, which is sports. And especially in a town like ours, where it matters so deeply, it provides a place to come where everybody can, it's a community, where we build this community of sports radio. Now, I include podcasts, I include everything in blogs, in this whole, you know, in this whole mix. But I do believe that sports, and particularly this medium, is really local. And it's important to be local to provide people with that outlet. So I kind of want to get into it. I want to start with my main man, the one, the only, Tunis. Good morning, Tunis.
What's up? Good morning. Going back to what you brought up with Jeff real quick, I remember one of the first times I noticed people really, not that they don't like him, right? It's not a personal thing, but he's been talking about getting rid of Fletcher Cox for like 2 years now. He's been right. Right, like he was right. But because Fletcher Cox was on the team that won the Super Bowl, there were a lot of people that took exception to it because Fletcher Cox was a staple of that Super Bowl team. He's been here since the beginning of his career. He was drafted by the Eagles. Everybody loves Fletcher Cox. He seems like a fun personality. But Jeff, from a football standpoint, said it's probably time to move on from him like 2 years ago. Not now, which a lot of people are now agreeing with Jeff. He was ahead of this like 2 years ago, but he got crushed for it 2 years ago. And, he's a hater. It's like, no, he's just, like you said, he's just doing his job. And that's, you know, that's his role. And sports radio is a little bit different, obviously. Like, you know, when the Phillies are on a run, we're going to have the most fun possible. When the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, I mean, we had so much fun talking about it.
You know, listen, I think it's, you know, the sports, our role, Tunis, is call it the way you see it, but you're going to slant to some fandom because it's interactive. And trust me, as someone has been doing this for a long time, when you're on the air that many hours, you can't fake it, right? Like, you just can't do it. You can't fake it. It's just impossible. So, yeah, I grew up loving these teams. They were my boyhood teams. Mm-hmm. So I kind of view it as a gift where I go, hey, man, I love it, man. I want to see these teams win, and I want to enjoy myself with my kids and my family and everybody else, my friends. And so you could be, you know, real and root for it. However, you do have to keep a degree of, you know, objectivity.
Right.
And, you know, like last night, I was in the mood to watch a game last night. Mm-hmm. All right. And the NBA, I was like, I'm out. There wasn't really much there. I was like, let me look. I'm interested. You know, I like West Coast games.
Yep.
Flyers played at 10 o'clock last night against the Kraken. And I was all into it. And I sat down there, and I was watching that game, and it was just dreadful.
Yeah.
They had like 7 shots on goal in middle of or the end of the second period. And you're getting blasted. And I'm like, you know what? They just disappoint me to no end.
Yeah.
Look, they're playing better this year than they were last year. But they're still just an embarrassment of where they are. Like, they should not. I mean, this is going on 13 years of dreck.
Yeah.
You're talking about
of no direction.
A decade of dreck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a decade of dreck. And yeah, I thought about it. Ed Snyder going. Could you imagine Ed Snyder thinking about this? My man Danny from Daniel's Plumbing. We were talking about it. He goes, I can only imagine Ed Snyder, if he saw what this is about, like, he would lose his mind, and he would.
Yeah. And that's that's our role too, right? And unfortunately, sometimes when you are critical, and I say you as in you, me, and anybody on the radio, when we may be critical of one of our own, you're a hater, right? And obviously, there was no bigger talking point over the last year than Jalen Hurts, because I didn't believe that he was going to take some super leap, and it became you're a hater. And then there were other things that people would say that are just totally nasty and untrue. And it's like, no, I just don't think this guy has the arm to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL. And fortunately for me, because like you said, this is my childhood team, the Eagles, I'm glad that he worked out.
Right.
The beauty of our industry is there's some times where I can be wrong and be happy about it.
Of course.
I'm thrilled that I was wrong about Jalen Hurts, and I'm thrilled that this guy's going to get paid what he is due. And I'm thrilled that he's the franchise quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm thrilled that he's got a good head on his shoulders, right? We just went through the whole Carson Wentz fiasco, right? And I defended Wentz because I saw raw talent, and unfortunately for the Eagles, but it ended up working out, the guy was a kook, and they had to get rid of him, and they moved on, and it ended up working out for the Eagles in the long run, which is great. But that's what we get to do on a daily basis. Is we get to be wrong and be happy about it at times. But it doesn't have to always be you're a hater, right?
Well, that's nonsense. And people who say that stuff, they just have no other recourse. So
yes,
you just you got to just always have a thick skin and not even pay attention to those types of people, because they don't know. And then if you watched the Tampa game, the Tampa playoff game last year, there's no way in the world you could have then extrapolated to the Super Bowl.
Runner-up of the MVP.
Well, not only that, the Super Bowl where he throws for 300 yards and he rushes for 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's just remarkable. That's where you celebrate human achievement.
Yes.
Not everything is right, wrong. You're going to have an idea. Everybody has an idea. We all watch the game. Nobody. I even bust the coach's stone sometimes, because the inside football people, the GMs, the coaches, the scouts, they have every year they change the vernacular, right? And really, it's like they're doctors, right? And they're talking about medical. They have a medical glossary. So the football glossary, it's really same stuff. You know what I mean? A rub is really a pick. I mean, it's the same. There's a million ways to call a certain play. It's just ridiculous. But, the educated football fan knows almost as much, except he's not in the room and he's not designing. And, there are coaches that are better than others. Like, Andy Reid's been doing it for a long time.
Right, exactly.
You do it for a long time.
He's better than Nathaniel Hackett.
Right, you gain a lot of wisdom, and that's a part of it. You gain a ton of wisdom. So, that's all a part of the whole thing. So I'm curious. So I want to kind of go down this road, Eunice.
Yeah. It's a monumental
you grew up
day.
listening.
Well, no, I didn't. Remember, I've told you this before. I never listened to sports radio. So
Wow. Your father did, right?
He had it on, but we never listened to it in the car. The only times I know I listened.
Really? I don't know why I thought otherwise.
The only time I ever listened to sports radio was when there was a game on. And that was it. I listened to play-by-play. And when I had the opportunity to start working here at the station, not even working as an intern, I had to, I had to learn. And so I've been very open about how fortunate I've been working with you for, I can't believe it's been 4 years, coming up on 5 this October, which is crazy. I had the luxury of working with Mike Miss, albeit for 6 months, wasn't even a full year, but 6 months with Mike, and I learned a lot from it. And look, shocker, we may listen to the other station every once in a while. So when I first started working in this business, why not listen to a Titan in Angelo Cataldi? And it's it's a monumental day, but learning, I needed to learn. And I'm still learning. I still don't know everything about this business. So having the luxury to work with you, having worked with Mike, listening to Angelo, I hope that other people my age, and I've talked about this before, just the other day we talked about
Let me ask you a question, because this is always interesting. Well, let me say it because we're up against it. But I do want to offer, because I grew up listening.
Yes.
I listened to Howard. Howard Eskin was on WWDB, just in the 80s.
Yep.
And that was the only sports that was on at the time. And I used to listen to him, I think it was on Sunday nights, if I remember correctly. And I used to love, because, I was a nerd, right?
Right,
so
right, exactly.
And but he was, I to this day, I always break his balls because he was like a Sixer. He was a Sixer hater.
Right.
And I was a Sixer fan. And I used to hate him because he would talk about the Celtics and how great Bird was and all this nonsense.
You hated that.
And then he was at Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson, right? Like, he was all into that, root for the Cowboys. And he used to drive me nuts as a Philadelphia kid. But, this whole stuff is awesome. Like, this is a celebration of the medium. So, I want to give Ange his flowers. And I enjoyed working with him. I learned a lot from Ange. And it was, he's going to be missed. Like Mikey Miss. You're talking about big time.
Couple Titans. Jim Garner retired.
Yeah.
Last year, but
And I do think it's a shame because I think those guys still have a place. I think you need, a wide variety. It just can't be all veterans or older people, and it can't be all younger people. I think you need a mix of voices and perspectives. I think that's what makes it great, to share it all. Anyway, we want to share it with you like we always do. We're live from the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia, in Malvern. I was channeling my WIP days when I used to be there on Fridays. We are in the Parks Racing Sportsbook right up here in Malvern. Beautiful spot. Our Friday horn. Come out and hang out with us. Lots to get to all day today. We'll have some fun. Cuz Radio with the Tunis right here, 97.5 The Fanatic. And let me tell you about Meineke, okay? Because now we really need to make sure we're taking care of our vehicles, right? You need it. Money's tight. We got to make sure that our vehicles last. So get to know Meineke. Right now, this winter, you can get a semi-synthetic oil change starting at $29.95. Full synthetic oil changes start at $59.95, up to 5 quarts, standard filter plus disposal fees. And again, if your car's warning bells dinging, or maybe the check engine light, or it's riding a little funny, do yourself a favor. Just take it into Meineke. All right, they're going to give you a whole checkpoint system. They'll go look at this thing from top to bottom. Trust me, I just did it. All right, because I had some issues with my Jeep. I took it into Meineke. They were fantastic. Right now, when you spend $50, you save $10. When you spend $150, you save $20. When you spend $400 or more, you save $50. All right? Give your brakes and your budget a break with 50% off brake pads and shoes at your local Meineke Car Care Center. And by the way, all Meinekes are locally owned and operated. To find out more information about your local Meineke Service Center or to schedule your service appointment, go to Meineke.com. Meineke for tires and brakes and batteries, and as well as Meineke doing car care right.
Fanatic Sports Update.
You know what's weird? Just realized it's not a football Friday.
No.
Yeah, that
sucks, by the way.
That really sucks. I'm Andrew South Judas, and this update is brought to you by the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Grab lunch at Chickies and Pete's this Friday with the Cuz and Tunis. That's today. Then place your bets for this weekend at the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Yep, there is no football Friday because the season is over. Eagles lost to the Chiefs in Super Bowl 57. We'll be reacting to it. Some more today. Zach Berman will be joining the show today at 11:30. Flyers handed a loss by the Kraken 6-2. Sixers in the All-Star break. This update is also brought to you by the Delaware Valley BMW Centers now through February 28th. During the BMW President's Day sales event, lease a 2023 BMW 530iX drive sedan for $659 per month. Visit BMWCenters.com today. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
See DallasStillSucks.com for details.
You know, when the winters are mild, the deals are wild. Gary Barbera knows how to sell a Jeep cheap, not one or two, but a slew.
Holy Jeep!
$199 down or $199 a month. Your radio's not broken. Now, at Barbera's on the Boulevard, Jeep cheap Cherokees,
even new Grand Cherokees.
$199 down or $199 a month. You gotta get your butt to Barbera. Instant credit, come and get it.
Philadelphia's Credit Connection.
Grab that jar of pennies on your porch. Bring it to Gary Barbera's Cheap Jeep Land.
Holy Jeep!
You pay the payment I say, $199 down or $199 a month. If it weren't true, I couldn't say it to you. Gary Barbera's on that big bargain corner of Borbeck and the Boulevard in the great Northeast. I'll say it again, so you know where and when. New Jeep Cherokees, $199 down or $199 a month. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
All offers on approved credit. Plus tax 452 fee.
Oh, and yes, Gary.
Dallas still sucks.
.com.
Every small business owner knows business can happen anytime, anywhere. The office, the warehouse, or on the road. And no matter where it takes you, there's one solution to help your business thrive. Comcast Business Complete Connectivity. It's the largest, fastest, reliable network with advanced gig speed Wi-Fi and cyber threat protection in one solution. Get started with internet for just $49 a month. Plus, add Comcast Business Mobile and you can save up to 60% a year on your wireless bill. And ask how to get up to $1,000 in prepaid cards.
Flight 291 is now.
Yep, you're going places. And when you get there, be ready to do business. The complete connectivity solution from the company that powers more small businesses than any other provider. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/21/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. New 50 megabits per second internet. Customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply. Gig internet required for gig Wi-Fi. Mobile savings compares pricing of top 3 carriers.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TRAVEL for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRAVEL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRAVEL for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
You know, Window Nation has the coolest deal ever for keeping you warm. You can get 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy with 0 down payment, 0 monthly payments, and you're going to pay no interest for 24 months. It's the perfect time to take advantage of Window Nation's deepest discounts, all while you take care of your home, which is your biggest asset. Not to mention the money you're going to save on your energy bills for years to come. So go with a window company that has installed over 1 million windows in over 150,000 homes. You will love it. With 96% customer satisfaction, it's the time to upgrade the look and the feel of your home, all while you're saving thousands on your energy bills. Call 866-90-NATION and get 2 windows free for every 2 that you buy with no limit. Plus, make no down payments, no payments, and pay no interest for 2 full years. That's 24 months. This offer, it ain't going to last long. So call Window Nation today, 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com and tell them John Kincaid from The Fanatic sent you in.
O'Reilly. Count on the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your vehicle and budget. Get maximum cooling system performance for 10 years or 300,000 miles with peak long life universal pre-mixed antifreeze and coolant. Now just $6.99 after mail-in rebate. Plus, get 2 times O Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly. Limits apply. See store for details.
Guys, when you were younger, pulling a hat trick or hitting a three-pointer in the bedroom was easy. But if the only thing you're pulling now is a muscle, it's time to call Iron Mountain Men's Health. Hi, this is Dr. Avidan Appel. My team will create a custom program to treat your ED and low T that's safe, affordable, and effective. Don't get sent to the bench. Schedule your free consultation today at ironmountainmenshealth.com. Iron Mountain Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health.
All right, let's talk about, the BetParks app. Yeah, the BetParks sports and casino app is unbelievable. It's just, it's got everything, man. I'm telling you. I know football's over, and that's a bummer. It is a bummer. So make sure you get to know the BetParks app because hoops is here, and golf is here, and hockey, and baseball's around the corner, and all that stuff. you got on the BetParks app. So much fun. I had my man, the Big Brain, on last night, and we were diving into some futures for next year that you want to take a look at. So check out the BetParks app. So much fun. They got everything you want as a sports fan, all right? You get up to $750 in sportsbook credit if your first bet's not a winner, or you can also get $750 in casino credit plus 500 spins, all right, on your favorite slots. So check that out. BetParks.com has the details there. You got to be in PA or New Jersey. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
By Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. All right, it's 10:30 across the Delaware Valley. Talking about, kind of how we consume sports and the media around sports and, how the landscape has changed a bit. Certainly since I got in with the news that today was Angelo Cataldi's last day, his last show. So, we saw Mike and then now Ange, and it's there's the winds of change, Tunis. And it's interesting to kind of like juxtapose when I got in and, to me, the biggest difference was the more written word. Like when I got in, it was like when I was growing up, the written word was everything. Like I tell you about Gary Smith, who I love, right? One of the great writers of all time, who went on to work for the Daily News, and then he went on to work for Sports Illustrated. Amazing writer, just gifted, beautiful writer. And I still love these stories. I close my eyes. My cousin and I would divvy up the Sunday Inquirer, and Al was covering hockey, right. You had Jason Stark and a guy named Peter Pasquarelli covering baseball. You had, Ange did the Eagles, right? Like, you had some big-time, people. Bob Ford did the Sixers. Bill Line was one of the columnists. Stan Hochman for the Daily News was one of the, it was great stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys, as we've talked about in the past, and you're one of them, went into radio at some point, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was more the natural order of things because, the electronic world grows, right? So as the electronic world grows, a lot of writers kind of made their way into, radio, TV, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, but it is amazing when you talk about the change. Like my generation, the guys that are coming up, right? I never wrote for a paper. I'm a journalism major, but I'm not a journalist.
I wasn't even a journalism major. I was an English major.
And it's just, it is crazy how, now there are people, and I don't want to say I fell into it because once I got my shot as an intern, I busted my rear end to get to where I'm at now. But a lot of people are now radio people. Like that's how they started.
Well, what's interesting? What never happened, which is a new phenomenon, is the producers never spoke.
Right. Well, that's even how it started when I was first here.
Right.
Matt Nahagian, who was the program director at the time, I remember there was one of my first couple weeks, and I knew the rule not to speak, but there was like a Saturday shift, and the host, it was in August, right? And they go, Andrew, what do you think? And I think I said 3 words, and I got a phone call. Hey, what are you doing over there?
And listen, there was a reason for that.
Yep.
You were a producer. You were supposed to be a producer and not worrying about going on air.
Yep.
Now, I actually used to flout that because the bro was my producer, and he used to make me laugh.
Right.
So I used to go to the bro. Then I got in trouble.
Of course.
So then I told bro to then put your voice, like type in a voice, computer voice. So you could be. He was like a Brit, and I would call him Silent Bro.
Yes.
So I would say, Silent Bro, what do you think of that? And then he would type in, and it would come out as a Brit.
Yeah, that's
right.
Awesome.
Hello, Anthony.
Right.
It was funny, but I did it more as a bit, and But now you see kids, younger guys on the air, and more so out of necessity. which is not the best thing because you do need a degree of worldliness to be able to have a sort of a pulpit in this, especially a major market like Philadelphia.
Yeah, definitely. But that's kind of how it's going. Like you said, out of necessity, and the younger voices are radio people. And it's funny, right? So radio people are going to become content people, right? Where content's always been around, but it's the multimedia content and all that kind of stuff.
Content's content. There is no,
right.
It's funny.
But now there's the content creator, right? Like that's now
right. It's
a resume.
Right. But, which is ridiculous because
4 hours of content every day.
I've been doing content for 25, 30 years. Or
right, exactly.
Like you do your content, which is you write, you speak, you create a, short, like if it's a video, you can create, I can sit here at Chickies and Pete's and tell a story in a minute.
Right, exactly.
About the gloominess of the day here at Chickies and Pete's or at the Parks Race and Sportsbook here in Malvern. And, the Super Bowl doldrums still exist, and I can, peek outside the window and do it like that,
Right.
So,
content.
It's just buzzwords.
Right, exactly.
By people that, feel the need to have buzzwords. That's just kind of what it is. But it's everybody. It's not just, the thing. It's what it is. But the point of all this stuff is, to give stuff people to consume about their favorite hobbies, whether it's sports, food, travel, whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's going to continue to grow because people are always starved for it, but it's also going to spread people thin, as we know, right? And that's kind of what's happening. And now it's crazy that, just going back to it, another titan in the industry is retiring. And you and I have talked about this a lot before today about how much things have changed, and I'm again, I go back to myself. I still don't know half of it, right? And it's amazing that I've been here for almost 10 years and I still don't know half of it. And that's it's crazy. Like you think about some of the veterans that are here, like you, Anthony, you're like the veteran. Shh. I'm just saying. I know.
Don't say that.
I know you don't want to hear it, but
I don't want to hear it.
But it's crazy, isn't it?
I like being
in the middle.
Yeah,
that's what I remember you saying that.
Middle's the safest spot.
I think John said that to you during All-Star Day or something. You were like, "No, I like being in the middle."
Yeah. If you're out too far, you get hit by the arrow.
I think you got some time.
You get hit by the arrow.
I think you got some time.
That's what happens to us. So I'm just giving you lessons, brother. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I just got to give you survival because you got to survive in this racket.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm curious. I did grow up reading the sports section. Like I would, bust. When I was so enamored with sports writing.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I worked for Midway Airlines, and I would unload the aircraft, the bags. Right. I was a ramp rat.
Right.
And I would go, and I would clean up like the cabin. Right. And back then it was the worst because they would smoke. Right.
Oh yeah.
So you would have to clean the ashtrays, and it was gross.
Peanut shells.
Yeah, but
pre-allergy stuff.
Yeah, but there's nothing worse than than these packed ashtrays.
Yeah.
Right? Like just horrible, right? And so you'd have to do all this. It was horrible. But what I would do, that was back in newspaper days. So I would take the newspapers, the Minneapolis Tribune, or
for people
Chicago
flying in.
Sun-Times,
Oh, that's cool.
The Denver Post. I'll never forget. I would take all the newspapers home, and I would read them cover to cover.
You are a geek. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I used to love it. And I would like to look at the different reads because it's so much incredible now online, right? Like where you can experience another place.
Yes.
Right? And I always had a wanderlust. I love travel, love how other people live. And, newspapers was a window into it.
Right.
So I learned a lot of when I was a kid, I would learn a lot of the geography from newspapers, all that stuff. Did you read the sports section?
Yeah, I read the sports section. I know we joke around a lot about how I don't read, which is true. But if there was anything I did read, it was the newspaper because I was a big sports fan. I was that kid that had the jersey of every starter on the Phillies, and I was obsessed. Now, I will also tell you, I was more of a weekend newspaper guy because during the week, I had to go to school, and I was exhausted, and I would stay up too late watching baseball games and West Coast games and all that kind of stuff because I had a 13-inch TV in my room, and my mom would think I was asleep, and so I'd fire up the TV and watch a lot of games. But the other thing that I was really big into, obviously, was SportsCenter. And this was this was when SportsCenter was good.
Yeah.
With all due respect to the worldwide leader, SportsCenter used to be awesome.
It did.
And all those shows, I used to... I still, even though I know we don't like Michael Wilbon for what he says about Philadelphia, Pardon the Interruption is the only show that I still watch on a regular basis because it still fits with the times now because it's fast-paced and quick 2-minute stories, and it's basically like your nightly news, but sports-related. But all the other shows, like I used to love watching Around the Horn because they had the great columnists that were on those shows.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I was a big Around the Horn fan. And then, of course, unfortunately, locally, it's not the same, but I used to be a big NBC Sports Philadelphia guy. Nowadays, it's just games, and then you watch the best show ever from 2 to 6.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
Back in the day, Daily News Live.
Yeah.
I loved Daily News Live. I loved Sports Rise used to be 30 minutes to an hour, and now it's a 15-minute show on a loop, if that 15 minutes. And back in the day, like I was a big Sports Rise kid, and I was a big Daily News guy. 5 o'clock during the week, that's when it would come on, and then I'd watch 6 o'clock Sports Center if I wasn't at the dinner table, right? So even though I wasn't a big newspaper guy, that's how I brought in a lot of my content was TV sports. And unfortunately, same thing, cost cutting. It's just not the same as it used to be.
No, dude, let me tell you something.
And ESPN is now Dallas Cowboys and Lakers. And
it's hot takers.
Yes.
That's that hot take thing I don't like.
Me neither.
Because it's not real. It's fake. It's nonsense. It's like, let me get a rise out of people.
Yeah, I mean, you saw some good shows like NBA Live's good, NFL Live.
Game Day, ESPN Game Day.
All that stuff's good. But, the main crux of it, the stuff that's promoted the most other than games is those hot take shows.
Yeah,
Did you hear what Stephen A. Smith said earlier today? And Marcus Spears? And
I know. I just don't like it. But whatever. I do agree with you. I do miss those, I miss the Sportsnet days.
Yeah, man.
It was way better. Way better. And I never understood. I know there was a rhyme or reason. There was an economic reason why they didn't do enough local content. They made more money on commercial.
Yep.
Those those time buys, commercial time buy. Hey, the Ginsu knife or whatever the hell it is,
yeah, copper pot.
The copper pot for an hour.
The Brett Favre.
So
he's like 80 of them.
Right. So all those infomercials, they made more money than local content, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because I always thought you're a local, Sportsnet, been nice to do some real local content, real good TV content, which is a shame. But, listen, everything, it's a business, and everything, comes back down to economics.
Yep. That's what it comes down to.
But even now, it's changed. It's changed in this sense, too. Like the NFL Network covers itself.
So I will say this.
Like the Eagles have their own Dave Spadaro, right? The Eagles, every team, puts out its own info, which is, I get why you would do that. If you're the Eagles, you have to have your own media wing. You own the rights to all your stuff. So, the league owns all of its content. The problem is you don't have, an impartial voice. And that's the shame when, if something goes down in the league, they're not going to be, trying to, uncover and stuff to expose the league.
Yeah, I'm going to try to talk about this without – going to try to say this safely. There was a big event that happened in a league earlier this year, and members of a network could not talk about it. And I'll just leave it at that because ultimately they're paid by that league.
Right.
Right? And so that kind of sucks. It does. And you go, oh wow, I get it. I understand why you can't talk about this big moment until there's more information out there, because there's people saying a million different things, and that's another problem with news nowadays is that people run with stuff that might not actually be true, and there's no what happened to two sources, like that's gone.
Yes.
That's why I still I love reading the work by Rob Motti because he's with the Associated Press, and that's
right.
You have to still do that. Like you talked about how the Inquirer, you said not hire anybody from the Philadelphia area unless you did something. Like the AP is one of the last places where it's like, all right, no, you have to have 2 or 3 sources to actually put this story out there.
Yeah.
Which, that's not really the case anymore.
And listen, when and again, the Post, which is a rag,
yeah,
right, which was sensationalism. But the sports they took serious. And, when I was working, I had stories I broke. They would ask me, all right, who your sources are? The editors.
Right.
My editor.
To make sure.
And I would tell them I got it from here. I could back it up. I have it on tape or I got, whatever. And, until that they were, you'd had lawyers look at it, but until if they were satisfied, then they would run it. Like there was a check and balance.
Yeah, nowadays it's not like that. I remember just last week, you did the show from Radio Row. There was the story that Deontay Johnson punched Mitch Trubisky in the face.
Yeah.
The second that tweet went out, Deontay Johnson tweeted about it, saying this is
nonsense.
This is not true.
Right.
But somebody said it, and then every national news agency ran with it.
Yeah.
And it's like he's like, this didn't happen. We had a disagreement.
Yeah.
I didn't punch him in the face. And if you're Deontay Johnson, you don't want people thinking that you're going around sucker punching people because you had a disagreement.
Yeah.
It's crazy nowadays.
It's the truth. Anyway, I do think, and on a day when Ange does his last show, I think voices are important. Old, young, diverse.
Yes.
Black, white, Hispanic. Just perspectives. Hearing from people's perspectives are all good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's go open up the phone lines. Little programming note. So Spags is going to join us at 11:30. So he's going to give us his take on the Eagles and the game itself, and we'll chop it up. I thought today was fine. You think it's still okay? You think people can handle it?
I think people should be able to handle it because
listen, he's going to talk. The reason why I want him on is not to go, hey,
congrats,
way to go, my boy Spags. It's to give people a perspective on the Eagles and why they should feel good about this team.
Yeah, and you told me a few things that he's already said, and it's like,
so it's
gonna be nice to hear.
I'm hoping people can handle it.
Yeah, just have a cocktail or two before.
11:30.
That might be a little early.
Yeah. So just FYI, TV Todd then at 12:30. So we need stuff to watch. So we need TV Todd. Let's open up the phone lines. David is in Drexel Hill. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, how you doing, Am?
What's up, my good brother?
All right, I'm hanging in there. One of the things Chunas left out when we was all calling about Jalen Hurts, while we thought he was good, Chunas, and the way you was saying no, and you, Anthony, here's what a lot of people didn't understand. Y'all always let us voice our opinion about him, and that's what make y'all show so great. You never once said, oh, you can't talk about Jalen. And then when he does do good, you got saved because it's only about sports with y'all. Oh, that's great, and we support him. And that's what's nice about y'all show, Anthony, that y'all touch people, man. Because, again, I told you about the vets that listen to you, Anthony. When I'm down there now, you would think I was working with you. They'd be giving me thumbs up signs. Like,
I got to get down there. I actually want to meet you down there, man.
Hey, Anthony, I've been talking to them, and a few guys was talking about next year because I wasn't sure exactly when y'all do, like, your Reading Terminal show.
Yeah.
We're just going to walk down and wave at you and support,
I would love that, man. I would love it.
Yeah, but it's just great. And can I say one thing about the Sixers, jumping fast?
Sure.
Anthony, everybody used to get mad a little bit when I would call and say that I wasn't on Embiid's side about everything he was doing. To me, Embiid has changed his game for the best. Because now, Anthony, he proved that when he go down low, can't nobody handle him.
No.
He can do both, shoot the J and go down low. And he's still scoring as many points, shooting less shots.
Yeah.
I love it watching him play right now, man. He made me a fan because, Anthony, I'm like, I can't even remember the last big man I seen dominate like this. And then if you try to stop him down low, he just can go 15 feet out, 25 feet out. he is the man. I got to give him some credit, Anthony. You know, he the man. So hats out to him. And one play about the Super Bowl, Anthony, nobody don't really talk about that kind of messed me up. Remember when they do that Jalen Hurts sneak when they try to go in, when they faked it and threw a pass that was 4 or 5 yards behind the line and he got stopped? That messed me up, Anthony. And nobody never talk about that play, Harley. But that messed me up.
Yeah. I know. I hear you.
Forward.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
You know what's interesting is that I saw a piece. It was in the 33rd Team. I like this website, covers the NFL, and they were talking about they believe it's a pretty inside website, and they believe that they're going to try to eliminate the Eagles' play, the sneak play.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
Something been in football all these years, and it's ridiculous.
I know. I thought the same thing. Like, you really going to try to, eliminate that? I mean, that's not cool. I hear you, buddy.
Yeah, quarterback can't move with the ball no more. Hey, let me ask you one other question, Anthony, about the Eagles. I'm going to be shocked with Jalen Hurts' contract because, in my heart, I really believe that he's going to take a little bit less money for the good of the team. And I don't know why I believe that because I'm looking at endorsements and stuff.
Yeah, it's not fair, though. Like, you can't ask. In fact, Dave, you can't ask someone to take a less for it. I mean, that's not right. Now, you could do it cap-wise, how we can manipulate it so it's not a backbreaker. But, it's one thing if you're Tom Brady and you're in your 40s and, you've made all the money in the world, so you can afford to do that. But if you're Jalen Hurts and, money or money, it's not fair to ask him to do that. Dean Blandino says the NFL Competition Committee might look into eliminate the tush push play on quarterback sneaks that was so effective for the Eagles and Jalen this year.
For one team.
The tush push.
For one team.
Yeah.
No, the teams wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Screw you guys.
The tush push.
Tush push, bro.
All right, 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio with the Tunis. Hanging right here, the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's. Malvern, right on 97.5 The Fanatic. Look, springtime, despite the rain, it's actually temperate. It makes me think of spring. So if you're ready to organize the garage, spring cleanup, organize the attic, maybe remodel something, the bathroom, bedroom, whatever it is, if that sounds like you're going to do it, I got to tell you about the Bagster Bag. What a perfect cleanup solution for all these projects and more. The Bagster, by far the most convenient and affordable way to take a job on. So I love it. It's a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag that you can buy at Home Depot, at Lowe's, all your local hardware stores, home improvement stores for just $29.99. It's only $29.99, and it's easy to use. Whatever your cleanup plans are, the garage, the attic, remodeling, whatever it is, the Bagster Bag takes it on. You buy it, fill it, schedule your collection, and then it's gone. There are no time limits. It's completely on demand. Go to thebagster.com to find the store nearest you for all the details. Anthony Gargano telling you, clean it up with the Bagster. Dumpster in a bag.
Fanatic Sports Update.
I was making some extensions. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. The Phillies extended the contract of left-handed reliever Jose Alvarado by 2 years, so he's still under contract for this season. Will also be under contract for 2024 and 2025. We'll also have a club option in 2026. I'm going to bring up to you something that Manny Machado said, Anthony, on the other side, because it's going to make us love Bryce Harper just a little bit more. Flyers fell to the Kraken last night, 6-2. Sixers are in the All-Star break. This update is also brought to you by BMW Centers now through February 20th during the BMW President's Day sales event. Lease a 2023 BMW 530i xDrive sedan for $659 per month. Visit BMWCenters.com today. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hello, Madame Dupree. I'm here for my fortune telling. Come, gaze into my crystal ball. I see financial stability.
Nice.
If you switch to T-Mobile, because you can get their price lock guarantee, so they won't raise your rate for talk, text, or data ever.
Wow, ever? Verizon and AT&T don't have that.
And I see a free Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus and no trade-in required.
No trade-in? Hey, wait a sec. Do you also work at T-Mobile?
Well...
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus at T-Mobile, free on our Max plan when you switch. No trade-in required. Plus, you get our price lock guarantee, so we won't raise your rate for talk, text, or data ever.
With eligible port-in, $800 via 24 monthly bill credits and $200 virtual prepaid card rebate, plus tax for well-qualified buyers. Contact us before canceling service to continue remaining bill credits or credits stop and balance on required finance agreement is due. Register prepaid card code within 30 days. Allow 8 weeks. Price lock exclusions like taxes, fees, select promos, and third-party services apply. Details at T-Mobile.com.
Tens of thousands affected by the toxic water at Camp Lejeune are left with death, cancer, Parkinson's, dementia, birth defects, and other serious illnesses. And along with the harm, so many worries.
My family drank the Camp Lejeune water. What if our health gets worse and we need more financial help?
How do I protect my VA benefits and get the compensation I deserve and need?
The answer is simple. Call James Harris Law, the experienced, trusted law firm that can get you significant compensation while protecting all your VA benefits. We're already fighting for hundreds of Marines, families, and civilians who drank Camp Lejeune water. But if you miss the deadline, you could forever lose your right to the justice you deserve. So call our Camp Lejeune legal helpline now. Now may be your last chance to receive full compensation. Don't delay. Call 800-881-2255. 800-881-2255. 800-881-2255.
In less than a day of the Apex Legends Global Series playoff, controversy has struck. Max Strafe is a Ukrainian player that's competing online due to travel restrictions caused by the Russian invasion. A small group of Ukrainian fans at the competition venue in London showed their support by sporting a Ukrainian flag. Shortly after the flag was seen, they were competition
When it's comforting to know you have Progressive Commercial. Get a quote in as little as minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
What?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Terms and conditions.
Hey guys, Bob Cooney here. Is there chances to machinery? $1 if you waiting for and com/Bob.
No gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit Vandal.
Candidates out of your job. Or out of try boogie.
I see Boogie you begging, please. I.E. Chief is the red mark of FCS. Hello.
Is number one. We have pads, shoes, brake fluids to improve. When you
Valley Sportsbook inside Malvern. We enter a President's Day weekend that's like nothing going on. Yeah.
It's going to at least dry up. Tomorrow. little colder. Well, I mean, at least
What
like
are
I
you gonna do?
go outside and
Do what? What are you going to do?
taking some. I could
44 and sunny tomorrow.
I could go fire pit.
40s is too cold for high. Too cold for the pit.
The next day's. Oh, I don't mind the pit at whatever temperature. The next day's 50. It's
Yeah,
nice.
Sunday you can do it.
I'm good for a fire pit during the day. I don't. It doesn't matter.
I
if
see
the
our
sun's
first
up.
snowflake next Saturday.
Oh, is that right?
But the day before it's 51 and the next day it's 45. So there's no way in the world there's going to be substantial snowfall.
Unless it's just one of those crazy. It's only 50%. It's disappointing.
Yeah, I'd like to get one snow, no?
Yeah,
Like,
one
you know,
one would be nice.
One snow would be nice to see. I'd be down with that.
You could do the show from your house. I would not be able to. I'd be stuck.
You'd be stuck with me. Come with my house.
Sorry, I could do that.
Just come with my house.
Put my snowshoes on.
Play football with the boys.
I would love that. By the way, so the thing I mentioned in the update, Manny Machado, he confirmed that he plans to opt out at the end of the season.
Oh, God.
He said the Padres know where he stands when it comes to a new deal. No, the market has changed dramatically since he signed. Ready for this quote? Quote, there's a lot of money out there. As a player about to opt out, it's pretty good to see.
Oh, God.
So credit to Corey
That's
Seidman
terrible.
here. He tweets, meanwhile, the Phillies and Bryce Harper are locked in for $26 million
Love you,
annually
Bryce.
the next 6 years, then $22 million per year the final 3.
Love you, Bryce. Love you, Bryce.
Think about that. Manny Machado, and look, he's played well, so he's going to get paid.
Yeah, but that's wrong.
It is wrong.
Wait, when you sign that guy for that amount of money, and he's not even loyal to you for
In a
more than 2
market that
years?
doesn't really do that all that often.
That's terrible.
Except for what, Adrian Gonzalez and
Well, that's
Heath
what's-
Bell?
it's funny. That's what's
those are
wrong
the
with-
guys got paid for there.
And that's what's wrong with baseball. That's what's wrong with baseball. That's not right.
Now, I imagine they pay him. They're already paying Soto and Tatis
Whatever, though,
Jr.
it's still not right.
No, it isn't.
It's not. Yeah, come
By the
on,
way,
man.
did you see who was upset yesterday with their organization?
Who?
Corbin Burns. He did not win the arbitration plea, and they used in the court case
5 innings or whatever
that he's part of the reason why they missed the playoffs last year. He's sitting there being told that he's part of the reason why they missed the playoffs last year.
Dude.
And they asked him, did that kind of hurt the relationship with the organization? He said, yeah, of course it did.
Yeah.
So that's a
dude.
future Yankee, right?
Dude.
That's my first thought. Future Yankee Corbin
First of all,
Burns.
are these guys stupid? Like, you got a guy of that ilk.
That talented,
What do you
yeah.
care about the arbitration? The arbitration is the dumbest thing in the world because all you do is turn the player off.
Yeah. And tell them why they don't deserve
if
money.
if I was the club, I would go, listen, we're going to give you the money because by the way, it's relatively small to what you could possibly lose.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
You're going to lose a Cy Young.
Horrible.
Unbelievable.
That's terrible.
Baseball's a funny sport, man.
Wow, that's wild. That's why these small markets like Milwaukee, you're going to lose that. He's going to lose them.
Yep.
Tasty cake, Dom, my man. Tasty cake.
Hey, Andrew.
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm getting better, man. I'm in the rehab, and this afternoon I'm learning how to walk. They're teaching me how to walk with the new configuration of my body, and it's awkward, but I'm going to get there. I'm one step at a time, and I'm going to get better, and I'm doing good.
Well, listen, you got the Delaware Valley praying for you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm the most blessed guy in the world. And you asked a big question when you opened the show today because you said, what does sports radio mean to me and my work life, right? And so I went before I bought my route in 1998, and before that I was a warehouse manager for Bradley's, where I had a crew of guys, right? So I'm interacting with people. So now my new job, and I'm spending half of my day isolated in the truck by myself, and I had the greatest route in the world, and it's a very repetitious job. You're going to the stores. Crimpets, it's repetitious. So you need a distraction from that, and that's what sports radio was. To me, was my companion, I mean, I lived forever until we moved. How long we been at this station? 8 years?
Yeah.
Before we moved, I listened to Angelo every day.
Yeah.
It was Angelo, and then first of all, it was you and Mike, right? First you and Mike, and then
Me
you
and Glenn, and then me and Mike,
right?
and me
and then
Steve,
and then Howard, and that was every day of my life.
Yeah.
The companionship and the entertainment and everything. It can't be put into words how much it made my job was fun every day of my life because of that.
Well,
and I'm blessed now, even more so that I became friends with you and Andrew, and like I have these personal relationships with these guys that share my work life. That's what sports radio means to me.
Oh, that's beautiful, brother. It is. It's beautiful. And listen, that's why it works from a local standpoint. It means something because you have a passion. You drive for years and years and years. You drove your route with an Eagles Tasty Cake truck, right?
Right.
Which is amazing that you did that.
Right. And also, you're because I'm not the only. There's guys that do what I do, Ant, that I've found that guys that do what I do for the most part, they're coming to get me, Ant. I love you, Ed. They're coming to get me for rehab.
We're praying for
I love
you,
you,
man.
Ant. I love you, Andrew. Love you.
We love you, buddy. We're praying for you, pal.
There he is.
Can we have time, or are you vaulting it?
Let's see. Let me see how long. It might be time for the vault.
All right. Sit tight. We'll get back to you guys.
Because you'll like this one today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I like them usually every day, but let's hear it. Open it up.
When we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, we had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we haven't found very much.
Well, we got two birthdays today, Ant. One is a goat, and the other is still the goat for a lot of people here locally. But we'll start on the court. Today's Michael Jordan's birthday.
Oh, wow.
So why not use an
MJ.
excuse to play some of his greatest highlights here
That's
during
pretty
the
good.
ball? And look, he's obviously, you want to talk about your career, influential to you. You covered him in Chicago. So
Yeah,
that's I mean, you had a chance to cover Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
which is just freaking amazing. So I'm curious to hear how many of these you were a part of. So we'll start, and Matt, let's go with number 3, because this is one of the plays that you think of a lot when he's in the corner against Ewing and gets out.
A lob pass to Paxson, a jump pass to Jordan off to the left. Michael double teamed on the drive, in for the left, gets chased into the corner, comes right back. Through the foul. Wow.
Oh, powerhouse, JD.
There's a poster play, folks.
Oh, Patrick, he went back, forth. He got pressured by Vandeweghe on the side. Mark Jackson comes up to get some pressure on him. He comes down in the lane. He goes back against Oakley to get a little power. Here he comes. Patrick steps out. Up he goes. Yes! Oh, my, oh, my.
I was at that game.
Were you?
Yep.
I mean, that play, like, he's trapped in a corner.
Yeah.
How many times have you probably told Moss, as you're coaching St. Margaret's basketball, don't dribble into the corner?
Dude.
And yet Jordan dribbles into the corner and gets out of it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, he can. Moss Money can't.
No,
He can.
he's Moss Money now?
Oh, yeah.
Is he going by Moss Money?
That's his creation, not mine. Well,
So you created Tunis, but you did not create Moss Money.
no, nor did I create weapons of mass destruction.
I'll be honest. It's just creative. He's getting your creative gene.
Yeah.
I got to give him credit. Weapons of mass destruction is pretty good.
That's what he calls his bat. Yeah.
Does he talk to it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm sorry. I respect it.
Yeah. Except
You don't seem to be too thrilled about
I'm
it.
not. No. I'm not.
Yeah, I could tell. All right. We'll
I
move past
I
that
gotta
one.
do like
Jeez.
well
Bit of
because
thorn.
it's about practice. My man needs to learn about
That's right.
that.
He's all about the games nowadays. That's right.
Jeez.
All right, so there was that play. Here's the other, obviously, very influential play, and we're starting to see it be recreated. I see more and more athletes doing this, but Jordan, obviously one of the first ones you think of, switching hands in midair and finishing.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
When he came down the lane, he just went one way, said, well, I don't know, and then he went off against the glass. He can do the impossible, the unbelievable, and it was his game tonight.
Cliff threw it back to me, and I saw a clear lane to the basket, so I was going to dunk the ball. But then I saw long arm Sam Perkins there, and it was just instincts to change it. And I changed it to my left hand and was able to get it off. Just one of those creative moves. And sometimes creativity, you just don't know what's going to happen.
I love that. Just one of those creative plays.
Find a way to miss his shot instead of taking the easy one. He tries to make it hard and still comes up. He's saying to the fans, I love
it. He did things before other people did it. Like that play, when you first see that, switching hands in midair.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, it's just one of those creative plays. Like, you know how good you have to be to just be able to do that?
Yeah.
Like, that's just all instincts. It's amazing.
I mean, that dude was, it's why, listen, LeBron's ridiculous, right? LeBron, he's not better than Jordan. He's just not. I mean, and LeBron is number 2, without a doubt. There's no shame in it.
Right. It's still pretty good.
Trust me. It's just having seen both. It's not by a lot. It's just, but he's better. He just is.
I got one more for you, and it's going to lead to a complaint.
Yeah.
But here's Michael Jordan in the slam dunk contest from the foul line.
Now, Michael Jordan told me he had something special. He may be trying to take off from the free throw line a la Julius Erving. Let's see what happens. He kind of measured it from there. He's going back. That very may well be it, and the people are excited. They like this.
I can hear his engines revving now.
Here's Jordan ready to take off.
In Chicago.
Got to be a 50 by. He took off just a little inside that free throw line, one hand and double clutch it. Magic Johnson gives him a nice 5 underneath the basket as he got out of the way. Let's watch this one again. This deserves a second look. Michael taking off. The patented tongue comes out just in front of that line. Look at this, the double clutch, the reach out, and the stuff. He got 49. I don't believe it.
Unbelievable.
There we go. There's the slam camera, the slam jam camera, I like to call it. As you see that little double reach out, if that's not a 50, I don't know who didn't give him 10, but I want to see that, Judge.
So I'm going to have a quick complaint here. So in 1988, that slam dunk contest there, you had Michael Jordan. Dominique Wilkins was in that one. I'm pretty sure Spud Webb was in that one. Do you know the contestants for this year?
Yeah, I do. The kid that the Sixers just signed from the
G League.
From the G League.
Mac McClung. With all due respect, and I know he's got hops. Like I've seen.
Yeah, he does.
But Mac McClung, Jericho Sims, Trey Murphy III, and KJ Martin.
Yeah, Rockets.
Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know what
dude,
listen. I don't know what you do. I get it. None of these players want to do it.
Nobody wants to do it. That's the problem. And they want to have it, and it's a shame because Trey Murphy.
Right.
Anybody care about Trey Murphy?
And he could have the best dunk ever.
New Orleans.
But
right?
who's tuning
Jericho
in for Trey
Sims
Murphy?
From the Knicks. Does anybody care about Jericho
No.
Sims?
And Mac McClung, I've seen videos of him. The guy's got hops, and he's probably going to do something incredible, which is the shame of it, right? But you just think about these names, and you're like,
I know.
Oh, my God.
I know, it's a shame.
Think about what the slam dunk contest used to be. Vince Carter.
Gosh, Gabriel just said, I turned on the NBA channel. First time I put sports on. And it was the 1985 slam dunk contest.
That's awesome.
Orlando Woolridge, Terrence Stansbury, Larry Nance, Darryl Griffith. You know what his nickname was?
No.
Dr. Dunkenstein. Clyde Drexler, the Doctor, Dominique Wilkins, and Jordan, who was a rookie.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like, can you imagine Jordan, Dominique, Doc, Drexler, Griffith, Larry Nance, who could jump out of a building, Stansbury, and who I used to love, and Orlando Woolridge.
Yeah, now I got Mac McClung, with all due respect to Mac. But come on now. It's not really a household name.
I know.
All right, another birthday that we have today. This man, unfortunately, no longer with us, but very inspirational to the Philadelphia area. It would have been Buddy Ryan's birthday today, Ant. So why not get some of his best clips? Let's go with the first one, Matty, Buddy Ryan, and Jimmy Johnson.
Johnson, the coach, is making all kinds of excuses for not preparing his team well to play us. He also, I don't have any respect for him because he got my college on probation, Oklahoma State, and now he's at the Cowboys, and he doesn't have the guts to take credit for a loss. He's trying to blame the Philadelphia Eagles, and so I have no respect for the man at all. And I don't think if his friend had known the club, he wouldn't be back next year. I'm sure as a coach, and I'm sure those veteran players he has on that team, don't believe all that high school Charlie stuff he's spreading.
All the rips you can make in 30 seconds, right?
That, of course, after the bounty accusation.
High school Charlie.
Like, that's awesome.
That's fabulous.
Now every head coach is very PC.
There would be none of that.
Oh, it's done. Yeah.
No, like that. Listen, the one thing, all right, sports was way more entertaining back in the day.
More characters.
Way more. Life was way more, more character driven.
Right.
Like those dudes, like they would say anything.
Right.
Like they were nuts. Like you want to talk about Bolton Board and everything else. Like those, one day we should do a show about all that stuff. It was unbelievable. Like Bird, you'd saying stuff, and it was wars. Like guys would rip each other. Dude, one time, there was a war between Dallas Green, who I loved, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was covering the Mets, and the players. And Brett Saberhagen calls me down from the press box so he can rip Dallas.
That's awesome.
All right? And I felt big because I love Dallas, right?
Right, right.
But he ripped out, and they were all fighting. There was like factions of and they would just fight. And they would use the press. And so they would say, dude, come here. And then the other one, and then you go to get their response. And, well, Brett said this, blah, 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 blah. And they go, I'm not bleep him. He's a jackass.
That's awesome.
And these guys, like, this would be the whole team.
Yeah.
Like, dude, ask Seth Joyner next time you see him about, and I'll never forget, I was in the locker room. He was killing it was my first time I was ever in an Eagles locker room.
Okay.
All right? I mean, I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about Randall and burying Randall.
And Randall's probably right there. Or not
burying Randall.
Yeah, you're not getting that anymore.
He would rip him. He was ripping him. It was unbelievable.
Here's one more. This is about him running up the score against the Cowboys.
Bad blood now between the Eagles and the Cowboys, and Ryan said afterwards revenge was definitely on his mind.
The old cliche, what goes around comes around, is probably true. I just played the hand that was dealt me is all I know. But the call down there on third down and inches for the touchdown, and then we were going to come back and get it on fourth, was probably the call that won the ball game for us, even though the last touchdown was very satisfying. Anything else?
How'd you feel about that last one?
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I had it planned all along. I told you people in Philadelphia, we've been dreaming about that since we left Dallas 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome, man.
No, dude, do you wonder why people loved him?
I get it.
Like, you know what's amazing? People always love to take shots. Like now, Buddy Ryan. Well, when you have the coach, remember, the Cowboys played their regulars against the Eagles scabs.
Yep.
Like, they ran up the score.
Yes, they did.
And so when Buddy Ryan goes, I got it in for them. This is the Cowboys. Imagine the Cowboys today. And you ran it up. Like, people get on Nick for being demonstrative.
Right.
Are you kidding me? Buddy Ryan doing a fake nail down and rubbing it up their nose.
That is awesome.
And then saying what comes around goes around. It's freaking awesome. That's why people loved him.
That is
and they should have loved him.
Well, that's it. That's the vault today. Happy birthday, buddy.
That was incredible. You think Jonathan, he would play passive like Jonathan Gannon in the Super Bowl?
No, that would not have happened.
My Lord, that was hysterical. That was, dude, you on the wall. He loved Buddy Ryan.
Yeah.
He loved him. Because he would come out like he was,
sounded like a caller.
By the way, could you imagine, Nick Sirianni gets to Phoenix, and he's driving around the bus downtown honking the horn.
Right.
We've arrived. Buddy Ryan did that.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
He does that against Jonathan Gannon, his old buddy.
Right?
That'd be great.
All right. Let's take a quick TO. Spags is going to join us. So get some insight from Spags on the Eagles. And I promise you, his words will make you feel better about the future. It's Cuz Ready with the tune. It's 97.5 The Fanatic live at the Parks Racing Sportsbook. Inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. All right, I cannot tell a lie. Colonial Marble and Granite will score you tremendous savings during their President's Day sale. That's right. If it's time to start a renovation project, no better time than now. Kitchen, bathroom, bar, fireplace. Get a fully installed countertop for just $14.99, up to 40 square feet, 25% off all countertops in granite, marble, quartz. How about this? How about the $69.99 all-in kitchen that includes countertops and cabinetry? Also save on premium sink and faucet packages. Do you need financing? Colonial Marble is offering zero money down, 0% financing for up to 18 months on purchases of $19.99 or more. Make the time to stop by an area showroom, meet with one of their pros that's going to help you, guide you through your home remodel project from selection through installation. I'm telling you, now's the perfect time. And I know them. I know these people well. Me and my wife working with Colonial Marble right now to build our house up and our dream kitchen. They're incredible to work with. Give them a call. Set up a free in-home consultation. For details, go to colonialmarble.net and tell them Cuz sent you.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Still picking up the pieces. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Delaware Valley BMW Centers. Now through February 28th during the BMW President's Day sales event. Lease a 2023 BMW i4 eDrive 35 for $499 per month. Visit BMWCenters.com today. Eagles lost to the Chiefs in Super Bowl 57 on Sunday. Yeah, we're still pretty down about it, but you're going to hear some good things about the Eagles offense coming up next. Steve Spagnuolo, Chiefs defensive coordinator. Spags will be joining Anthony coming up next at 11:30. Sixers currently off. It is the All-Star break. Flyers fell to the Kraken last night 6-2. Keep it locked here in the Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cuz, Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic. See DallasStillSucks.com for details.
You know, when the winters are mild, the deals are wild. Gary Barbera knows how to sell a Jeep cheap, not one or two, but a slew.
Holy Jeep!
$199 down or $199 a month. Your radio's not broken. Now, at Barbera's on the Boulevard, Jeep cheap Cherokees,
even new Grand Cherokees.
$199 down or $199 a month. You got to get your butt to Barbera. Instant credit. Come and get it.
Philadelphia's Credit Connection.
Grab that jar of pennies on your porch. Bring it to Gary Barbera's Cheap Jeep Land.
Holy Jeep!
You pay the payment, I say. $199 down or $199 a month. If it weren't true, I couldn't say it to you. Gary Barbera's on that big bargain corner of Borbeck and the Boulevard in the great Northeast. I'll say it again, so you know where and when. New Jeep cheap Cherokees, $199 down or $199 a month. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
All offers on approved credit. Plus tax $452 fee. Oh, and yes, Gary. DallasStillSucks.com.
Have you heard about the new ED treatment that's sending shockwaves through the medical community? Focused Shockwave Therapy from Forge Medical Group uses pulses of energy that travel faster than the speed of sound to penetrate deep inside your body and activate the growth of new blood vessels and tissue on a cellular level. It's safe, simple, and painless, with no drugs, no surgery, no injections, and no side effects. Forge Medical Group, Philadelphia's leading provider of ED treatments since 2018, will create a custom treatment program that combines focused shockwave therapy with acoustic wave therapy for proven, long-lasting results for as little as $300 a session. Guys, thanks to focused shockwave therapy from Forge Medical Group, you don't have to suffer from erectile dysfunction any longer. And neither does your partner. Appointments fill up fast, so call Forge Medical Group now at 610-632-8181 or visit ForgeMedicalGroup.com. That's ForgeMedicalGroup.com.
Hey, it's John Kincaid. If you're a business owner with 5 or more employees, listen up. Have you had supply chain problems, struggled getting staff, or are still reeling from the COVID lockdowns? Uncle Sam wants to pay you back because you kept your employees by giving you a payroll tax refund. You can get up to $26,000 per employee, but do it now. Go to PhillyRefunds.com, fill out your contact information, or just give them a call, and they'll walk you through every step of the process. It's real, but time's running out. Go to PhillyRefunds.com. That's PhillyRefunds.com.
Before new Cascade Platinum Plus, I would pre-rinse all my dishes because my old detergent just wouldn't get them clean. But now, I do dishes differently. And no pre-wash, no rewash, money-back guaranteed kind of different. Because Cascade Platinum Plus has double the grease-fighting power of Dawn built right in, with twice the scrubbing power, giving me a clean that lets me break all the dish rules. I just scrape, load, and I'm done. Yep. So clean. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I dare to dish differently.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
It looks like your luggage is over 50 pounds. Is there anything you can take out?
Oh, yeah. Let me just toss all these $20 bills.
Great. Let me grab you a trash can.
Stop. Instead of throwing money away, move some clothes into a carry-on. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
I had a nighttime routine for my frequent heartburn. I would drink milk, I would sleep upright with more pillows, but that painful burning stayed. So I made Prilosec OTC part of my morning routine. With just one pill each morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production, blocking heartburn day and night. Now I have a new nighttime routine. I call it sleeping.
1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. With Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
It's cause we cannot tell a lie. Your kitchen could use the new look, man. For President's Day, Colonial Marble and Granite is offering 25% off all kitchen countertops, including marble, granite, and quartz, plus 0 down, 0% financing on purchases of $19.99 or more. This offer is history-making. Stop by Colonial Marble and Granite area showroom or call to make an appointment for a free in-home consultation. For details, visit colonialmarble.net today and tell them Cuz sent you.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
11:30 across the Delaware Valley. A rainy, miserable Friday. Still picking up the pieces from the Super Bowl here in the Delaware Valley. Our 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Golden Nugget Jewelers. It's where Philly gets engaged. Now, I'm going to get my boy up here. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings now, my man. Very proud of him. Of course, this one's bittersweet. I think even for him, because he does love the area. It's his second home. He is, of course, the great Steve Spagnuolo. Spags!
How we doing? Listen, you realize you're running a real risk here having me on. They might run you out of the city of Philadelphia.
No, they understand it. And they get it, the whole thing. And listen, you love this area. You made it, part of your life. Your wife is from here, and you grew to love it yourself.
Yeah, there's no question. Bittersweet's a good way to say it. Although, when you're in the middle of competition, you want to beat whoever's on the other side. I mean, if you and I went out and played a basketball game, we'd be roughing each other up trying to win. That's just how it is. It's part of competition. But I will tell you this, Anthony. I am thoroughly impressed with what the Eagles have put together from February on down. I mean, look at what they did offensively to us, I thought was outstanding. With Nick, the offensive coach, Jalen Hurts, all those weapons. I didn't sleep very much during the week. I still have a headache from having to defend them. Very, very impressed with what they did. Now, having said that, I'm really proud of the way our defensive guys played in the second half because we needed that. And a gutty performance all the way around. Both teams, exciting game. Not the kind of performance we wanted to have defensively. 35 points is a lot of points. But my hat goes off to the Eagles and what they did.
Well, it was funny because I was telling people, like, you're a beaut because you win the Super Bowl. You're still mad over a possession.
Oh man. Listen, we're prideful guys. I mean,
Exactly.
Jalen found, we kind of busted a little bit bad technique, and he found that touchdown at the end. And credit to him that he found it in the no huddle. They operated really well. We usually do pretty good in those situations. So I felt, a little bit down. I wanted one more shot at trying to stop him at the end so I could feel better. But Jarek went down, and it worked out the way it did. But listen, that's just all of us, and I'm sure they feel the same way.
Of course,
we do too, and it's just part of the being a prideful coach or player. And listen, thank God we have a quarterback of our own that can do what he did. I'm blessed.
He's
to be on a team
amazing.
like that. Yeah, he really is, and he's a high quality character guy, just like your quarterback. I mean, two quality, high character guys battling out in the biggest stage of the world. And I'm sure, listen, I'm not a fan because I'm in the middle of it, gritting and grinding, but I'm sure it was exciting to watch, from a neutral standpoint.
It was amazing. It was just, it was a great Super Bowl. I mean, obviously, people wish that they had a chance, get the ball back. On the flag thing, but people, it was a great Super Bowl. It's funny because people going into it, there was a lot of mutual respect. And I think, for what Andy built here, I mean, let's face it, Andy's got his fingerprints on both teams. I mean, if you go back to, Jeffrey, you could say that Andy turned the Eagles franchise around, with Jeffrey during that period where you were here.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we felt that, and I think we all felt it. Players, coaches, administration, ownership. I mean, everybody was pulling in the same direction. Everybody learned on the fly how to do it. We won a lot of games there. Went to those championship games. Finally pushed through. Would have been great to be sitting here saying, "Hey, I won one in Philly and won one in Kansas City." It didn't work out in 2004, but it did build something, and you're right about what Andy did. But let's not take any credit away from the guys that are there now, Nick and Howie and the whole crew.
Of course,
They really. I mean, I look at, because of my affiliation with Philadelphia and the Eagles, I've always got my eyeball on what they're doing, how it's going. I remember grabbing Nick after our game last year in 2021, and it was new for him, and I don't know the record, they might have been 1-2 or something and struggling, but I felt for him. I would have helped him in any way I could, but he didn't need my help. They figured it out quick, made it to the playoffs and all the way to the Super Bowl. So great future for them.
So tell me, let's talk about Jalen for a second, because I'm fascinated through your eyes what Jalen, and from last year to this year, and how much he's improved as a thrower. He's always been a great runner, but he now has a command of the offense in this system.
Yeah, people, listen, we had to go about it trying to stop the run game first, because if you don't, they're just going to tear you apart. You got the running backs running, and then Jalen pulls it, and he's throwing it downfield, all those weapons he's got. So you sit there and say, let's hope to stop the run and make it one-dimensional. The only tough part with playing them is one-dimensional means he can beat you one-dimensional, too. He showed that on Sunday with those throws he made, especially that 3rd and 13 throw. I'm like, oh, my God. I can get all over L.J. Snead for not being just a little bit deeper and knocking it down, but he put that on the money. There was another one, we pressured him. He got out of it, and he found the tight end all the way across the field on a great throw that Justin Reed just missed knocking out. It's a game of inches for a reason, but he put it in places for his playmakers to make catches, and that's why they kept controlling the ball. That's why they scored 35 points. And so a lot of credit to the quarterback, that offensive line. I can't say enough about him. And listen, I'm glad we're in the AFC and don't have to compete against them in the NFC because they're really good and they're going to be good for a while. So, my hat's off to them. I want to make sure that I keep saying that I'm proud of our guys too, because it'll sound like I'm going too far the other way. But I do. I've got two really good football teams going at it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, without a doubt, I think we everybody gets the context, and the reason why you're on is to talk about, I get you on to throw some flowers the Eagles' way because I know and you said it to me, so I know it's legitimate and what you think of them. What's interesting, and just to talk globally for a second about the sport, I don't even think you remember this. This has got to be, 2005, 6, right around there, and we were just hanging around one day, and you're like, you know what? The run game is going to come back. And you called it. You said, look, everybody's going straight away. Everybody's going light on defense. I got a feeling the run game is going to come back. And, if you look at the Eagles' success, it's that O-line, and, they can hammer it and run the football.
Yeah, I love those guys. Listen, I love all the big guys. I love our O-line, too.
Yeah.
But Jason, and I was happy that I had a chance to go up to Jason Kelsey after, because I know how hard that is to lose the thing. But you talk about a quality character guy. He was a trooper. But you're right about the turnaround in the sport. Now, I don't think it's ever going to get completely away from the past, and you and I both know that.
Right.
But everything goes in cycles in all these sports, especially football. Things kind of tend to come back around. And, option football is here to stay. And, the evolution of the type of quarterback now. I mean, look, at that time, everybody was probably looking for drop-back quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
And now it's got to be an athletic quarterback that has a dual threat, both as a runner and a thrower. And that's what Jalen and Patrick both have.
Yes.
And I'll tell you the one thing that gave me the greatest headache in that game was him on those quarterback draws. I mean, that's a difficult play to defend when they have all those weapons on the outside. And you talk about a strong
how do you
runner.
do that? Do you spy that? When you're looking at that sort of thing, it's so hard because you got to worry about A.J. Brown and Devontae and Dallas Goedert at tight end.
I mean, a spy is great if he's scrambling, but when you're turning around and running a quarterback draw, they got 5 big linemen to block. If all you got is a spy and he's 1 of 4, 1 of 5, they got to hack for that. And he does what he does. But, I mean, that's the kind of threat he is. And the one thing about him, Anthony, is he's so strong. He's like a running back running. He's not some lean quarterback that is going to get hurt every time he runs. So he's a threat. The credit to the organization getting them, and can't say enough about them. But getting back to the running thing, every team, it seems like every team we played, Anthony, this year had that kind of quarterback and had a similar threat of running. Now, there's probably a few in there. And I think we played Tampa Bay, so Tom was a little bit different. But there's not many that are like that anymore. You're usually going into a game defending some sort of zone read option, some sort of threat of the quarterback running it, and then these guys can all throw the football. So I think I'm going to move over to offense next year.
What also makes it tough, and we're talking to the great Steve Spagnuolo on the Comcast Business Hotline. The other thing that makes it tough is that, the new way is if it's 3rd and 4 and I'm anywhere near midfield, I'm going to call a play where I'm going for it. So I'll call a run play on 3rd and 4, knowing that I'm going to go for it on 4th and 1 or 4th and 2.
Yeah, third down. Those third downs are second downs for us. We got to defend them like second downs, and then be ready with a 4th down call. I can't tell you how many times, even in this game, that upstairs I got a couple of coaches that will say to me, Coach, this is 4 down territory, and then I got to make the call accordingly. And listen, the 4th downs are getting tougher, but we practice them all the time. You have to, because people are going to go for it. But don't get into 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 against the Eagles. That's for sure. That's an automatic 1st down. My God.
They were talking. Dean Blandino was saying that they're going to probably look into the tush push.
Yeah, I would think they would. I'm going to be honest with you, Anthony. I thought for the longest time that you couldn't do that. Now, when I looked up the rule, you can't pull your own guy forward. I guess you can still push him because they let that. But we'll see what happens. But I mean, credit to the Eagles for figuring out it is legal. You can do it. It's advantageous. It's hard to stop, and they mastered it.
Yeah, in fact, I was surprised. Were you surprised when it was third and 2, you blitzed and they threw and you got the stop where it was interesting because I thought that they were going to run it there on 3rd and 2 because they've been kind of doing that.
Yeah, what we did call, we hoped was good against both. Now, depending on the type of run they ran, it could get a little dicey. But yeah, the reason we called it was for both run and pass. And when they pulled it, me, I'm yelling at Willie Gay 50 because he let Jalen get out of the, get him sacked, and that's I'm worried about him going for it on 4th and 2, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, but that was a big.
You're
play
beautiful.
For us, so. Oh God. That's the life of a coach, Anthony.
Listen. I'm you know me, like you know how much I love you. I'm happy for you because listen. I remember you're in your happy place. You need to be coaching. I remember that year that you were out of football. You took a year to breathe. And you had to hang around me, and it was miserable.
Loved it. I loved every minute of it.
And Andy sent you the text, "Hey, come run my defense," and that was like, this was to you guys back together was nice.
Listen, I'm a blessed man, Anthony. I say that all the time. This is all God. So I mean, listen. Short white guy from Massachusetts shouldn't be having the success in the NFL like I have, and I never forget that. And just blessed beyond belief to have friends like you and to be associated with an organization like the Kansas City Chiefs and be working for Andy. I mean, everybody there, yourself included, know what Andy's all about. How great is it for me every day to be working with a guy like that?
And he lets you, it's good because he lets you do your thing. Like he's one. He knows that. Listen, when I got you running the defense, and I don't have to worry about it. And he gives you autonomy to run the thing.
No, that means a lot. I mean, when a head coach or anybody that you work for has that kind of confidence in you, it makes you feel good. And then, listen, it makes you want to go out and perform for that person. I wanted nothing more than for Andy, obviously, to win this game. Something more than I even wanted it for myself and my own family. I just wanted Andy to be able to say he had 2 super. Listen, he's we both know he's a future Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's an HOF.
He would have done it anyway, but just certainly solidifies that being a 2-time Super Bowl champ as a head coach. And he does it right. Players love him, the whole organization, everything. I can't say enough about him. You know that.
Did you visit with Jeffrey and Howie? I know how much they love you, and they love you.
Same here. The feeling's mutual. I didn't get I'm not the most, I don't really spend time out on the field before the game, so I didn't get to catch him before. Would have loved. But listen, Howie was well, it's hard to do that. I'm not kind of in my zone, but I didn't. It was hard to find him obviously afterwards, and at some point here I'll touch base with both. But I really I thought they did a terrific job and should be really proud of what they did all year long. And I'm sure they are, and they should be. And I know it's hard to lose that last one, but lots to be grateful for and thankful for when you get to it, ourselves included. We just found a way to have one more point at the end.
Was the field? How hard was the field with all the slippage going on?
Interesting. I pounded it to our guys before the game. I mean, listen, you got to wear the 7 studs in this shoe. Now, you can't make guys wear a particular shoe. You don't want to do that. They got to go with their comfort level. But when I watched the tape on Tuesday morning, there was a little bit of slip. And thank God we didn't have any drastic ones, where a safety or a DB fell and it was a completion. I didn't see any of those. But there were some, missed tackle situations. I saw some D linemen slip, trying to pass rush. So that's a little bit tough. I haven't really scrutinized it enough, Anthony, to know whether it was a factor or not. But listen, you want the playing surface to be really good because it's a pretty big game. You don't want that to be the difference, right?
It's the first time they used that field.
Yeah,
with that grass.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
And that call, I know you as the defensive guy, the call at the end of the game. I know it. Obviously, it benefited you guys. But you as the defensive guy, you're always like, all the rules are stacked against us, man.
Are you talking about the
flag?
The hold. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I mean, you'd know better than me what it looked like. Listen, it worked out to our advantage. Yeah. But listen, everybody's that's the Super Bowl, so it's different. But all of us have been on that end of it, just by the way the league is. Tough in that situation. No, I get it. It's a hard one.
Yeah. Anyway, I got to tell you, brother, you get some, and I was sharing this because, you turn around. I go, you can at least get some time off. You're like, I got a week. Then I got to go back to work. You get the combine.
Yeah, it's right around here. It's with the 17 games now in the Super Bowl pushed-back as far as it is. I mean, it's right into a grind. But listen, it's a well worth it grind. Anybody would sacrifice all the hours to get to this point and win it. And then, listen, if we got to go to the combine and work again, that's okay. I'll take a deep breath here for the next week, and then we'll get back at it. I mean, the one thing, listen, this is going to sound crazy, but the Eagles would be saying the same thing had they won. Once you get past that, the next thing you want to do is be a team to repeat. I mean, that's just the nature of the business. So that'll be a focus. We'll enjoy this for now, but pretty quickly here we get back on the road to trying to do that.
Well, it helps to have a Mahomes and a Hurts and to have your quarterback. You know better than anybody. Like, you got to have the quarterback that you can count on. And, that kid, to go through what he went through with the ankle, and he comes back, the second half. I mean, both those kids are special. You said it, and you're so right about that.
No question. And listen, Patrick was legitimately hurt. He gutted it out. I thought the most gutty thing he did was in the Cincinnati game when he ran for that first down.
Yes.
He was hurting because it was only it was only a week after, I think, he was playing. Now, at least the Super Bowl, he had a couple of weeks to get it healthy,
right.
but it wasn't. Those things are hard to come back. Those high ankle sprains don't just bounce back in a week, and then you keep setting them back every time you re-injure it. So my hat goes off to Pat. He was terrific. He's the best.
Yeah.
Both those guys, legendary having both those guys in the Super Bowl at the same time. What a great thing, right? What a great thing.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It really was. Listen, if not the Birds, then you and Andy. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate
we
that.
love you, brother. Go get some. Get some beach time. All right, give Maria a kiss.
We'll get together soon, buddy. I appreciate you having me on. Take care.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Yeah,
here he is, Spags on the Comcast Business Hotline, chopping it up on the whole thing. So we're. What'd you think, Tunis? Were you okay with it? Could you handle it?
Made me a little bit more depressed. Not gonna lie. I'll be honest with you. It's good to hear the good things about the Eagles.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to have him on.
Yes, I was man enough to listen to it.
Because I know he legitimately just really respects what the Eagles are and how good they are.
He loves football, right? Yeah, he works for the Chiefs, but he's
like these guys are football guys. Like these are legend. Like listen. How many Sundays you're in your room, you see Spags on television, right?
Exactly.
Like these guys are lifers, football man. They have, they have a keen eye on the sport, and that's why I wanted them to talk about how hard it was to defend. And you're defending Jalen on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, he said if it's a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, they're getting the first down every time.
Yeah, and you heard him. He thought they might go for it. He was surprised they didn't go for it on 4th down.
Which I think Sirianni said yesterday that he would still punt, and 32 coaches in the NFL would punt in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I hear you.
I was cool with the punt. I was cool with it. I'm not doing revisionist history. I was cool with the punt.
I agree. I can't get on Nick for that. I really can't. I mean, I thought the same thing. Look, it's easy to say it after the punt, it's a bad punt and it's returned on you. So, that's Monday morning quarterback at its finest. It's hard to go, you know what? Because what if you don't get it? You're just gifting them a touchdown.
Right. Because you're deep in your own territory at that point.
So I can't get on Nick for that at all. All right, we'll come back. We'll get back to the phone lines, 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio with the Tunis live, the Parks Racing Sportsbook Inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, listen, guys, it's Friday, so that means it's the weekend, so you'll probably have some quality time, right? And we all know what could lead to quality time. Well, life's all about confidence. We know that, and sometimes you need that extra bit of confidence when it comes to the bedroom. Confidence is what you get with chewables from BlueChew.com. They are a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at the fraction of the cost. That's the best part, right? So you always hear about Viagra. You always hear about Cialis. It's on TV all the time. and that means they're a little bit more expensive. Whereas Blue Chew, fraction of the cost, it works just as well. And they also have mint-flavored chewables. Blue Chew tablets are performance enhancement for the bedroom and can help men gain that extra confidence when it is time to perform. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so you get rid of a lot of the awkward stuff. No doctor's office, no awkward conversations with the doctor, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. It ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process, it is so simple. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared to ship direct, so it's cheaper than the pharmacy. A lot of cost cutting here, and it still works. And here's a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use our promo code 975 at checkout. All you have to do is pay the $5 for shipping. That's it. That's BlueChew.com, promo code 975 to receive your first month free.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Phil's making some moves. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by BMW Centers, Delaware Valley BMW Centers, now through February 20th. During the BMW President's Day sales event, lease a 2023 BMW 530iX drive sedan for $659 per month. Visit BMWCenters.com today. Phil's working on some contract extensions today. They extended Jose Alvarado by 2 more years. He's still under contract for this season, so 3 years left on the deal. A 4th year will be the club option for the Phillies. So Phillies still bolstering the team a little bit and thinking about the future as we get set. They're over-under, by the way, and 88.5 wins I just saw come out. I would take the over in that one. Phil's going to have an exciting season. Still talking about the Eagles' loss in Super Bowl 57. You just heard from Spags. You'll be able to hear that again on 97.5thefanatic.com. Flyers fall to the Kraken last night. 6-2. Sixers are in the All-Star break. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hello, Madame Dupree. I'm here for my fortune telling.
Come, gaze into my crystal ball. I see financial stability.
Nice.
If you switch to T-Mobile, because you can get their price lock guarantee, so they won't raise your rate for talk, text, or data ever.
Wow, ever? Verizon and AT&T don't have that.
And I see a free Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus and no trade-in required.
No trade-in? Hey, wait a sec. Do you also work at T-Mobile?
Well...
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus at T-Mobile, free on our Max plan when you switch. No trade-in required. Plus, you get our price lock guarantee, so we won't raise your rate for talk, text, or data ever.
With eligible port-in, $800 via 24 monthly bill credits and $200 virtual prepaid card rebate, plus tax for well-qualified buyers. Contact us before canceling service to continue remaining bill credits or credits. Stop and balance on required finance agreement is due. Register prepaid card code within 30 days. Allow 8 weeks. Price lock exclusions like taxes, fees, select promos, and third-party services apply. Details at T-Mobile.com.
This week's Pro to Watch is brought to you by Bradford White. Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best. This week's Pro to Watch is a pro that we've watched for years as baseball fans in Philadelphia. His name's Trey Turner, and he was the big name acquisition this offseason for our team. Now the question is, when he makes his debut in the next few weeks in the pinstripes, what are we going to think of Trey Turner now? He's a guy who's beaten you over the years, and he's expected to do big things while Bryce Harper's out of the lineup. It's a lot of expectations for a mighty big paycheck for a guy who's used to delivering. For exceptional hot water performance for your home or your business, ask a plumbing professional about installing a Bradford White water heater. Whether it's gas or electric, tank or tankless, how you heat your hot water, it matters. So choose the quality, efficiency, and reliability of Bradford White for your starting lineup. To learn more and to find a pro near you, visit BradfordWhite.com.
Clear Rum, the preferred rum of the Philadelphia Phillies, and PJ Wheelahands want to send you and a guest to Clearwater with our friends at Philly Sports Trips. All you have to do is head over to your closest PJ Wheelahands to register to win. Check the events page at 97.5thefanatic.com to see when John Kincaid and I will be at your nearest PJ's. And while you're there, be sure to try some Clearwater, Clear's ready-to-drink rum cocktail. So you get to your nearest PJ Wheelahands and register to win a trip to Clearwater, all brought to you by Clear Rum, the preferred rum of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Businesses of all types and sizes are saving money with Pico because Pico's got the financial incentives and technical expertise to help you reduce your energy use and to save cash. See how Pico's helping businesses like yours take greater control of their energy costs to improve their bottom line. Simply complete a customer survey on Pico's digital portal and an energy profile. The report will be generated for you, and this profile is going to provide specific recommendation based on your facilities, equipment, and energy use with great ways to save while either maintaining or increasing productivity.
¿Tienes un arma en la casa que no está bajo llave?
房子里有没有解锁的枪？
no matter how you say it.
Is there an unlocked gun in the house?
Always ask if there's an unlocked gun in the house. Guns are now the leading cause of death for kids. So, the next time you drop your kid off at a play date, a sleepover, or even at a friend's, remember, it doesn't kill to ask.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that AutoTrader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with AutoTrader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on AutoTrader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. AutoTrader.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Good water?
Yeah, right. I love water.
You didn't realize
Ice
you did
water?
it right into the
no,
mic?
I didn't realize that. I didn't.
Man.
I didn't realize. First of all, I didn't think we'd be back because the clock's.
Like, that was
We're not
just true.
before
That was
noon.
true bliss right there. That was nice.
You know what? I love ice water.
Yeah.
To this day, so we're at the Flyers Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's.
That's what I meant.
Right.
That's the noise I make after a beer.
I know, but you know what, dude? Yeah, so I'm a little under the weather. And so, when your mouth's dry and you get ice cold water. Yeah. I do love water. Like, I love give me ice cold water. I love it. And it just tasted so good.
Can I admit something to you? So
Yeah,
last
funny.
night, Coop's not sleeping. It's just a tragedy right now. And the only thing he'll fall asleep back to is us singing like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, right? So last night for dinner we had fried chicken. And, of course, I was parched afterward, right, because you consume all that sodium.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm also singing constantly over and over again on a loop to help me fall back asleep. I was so thirsty. I had the cup of water. Giant. I still have a couple of the from the stadiums.
Yeah.
Like, they're huge, right?
Yeah.
I think half of it spilled onto my shirt as I was drinking it, and I didn't care. It was so
refreshing.
It was so refreshing.
You just gulp it.
And it's dribbling down, and I didn't stop.
Nah.
I felt the first dribble,
man,
and I kept going, man. It was so refreshing.
Yeah. Have you tried putting him in the car seat on the dryer?
No, we've not tried that one yet.
Try it.
It makes sense because the car.
The vibration of the dryer. Where I went through with both Anthony and Massimo.
Okay.
So the non-sleeping thing.
Jesus. Is it
I tried the dryer. What else I've done?
I'm sure you've done the drive around.
Oh yeah. But that's a hassle, dude. That's a hassle.
Because you're
who you got to go out? Who wants to do that?
I'm wearing boxers.
How about
right?
the swing?
Now you got to get
do the
changed.
swing?
He's too big for it now.
There's that little. There's like it's the swing. It's there's movement. It's very slight movement.
He goes in the swing.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a.
Do you have a swing?
We had a couple that he's outgrown already.
Get one that the monster can fit in and just. Sometimes the movement, they go to sleep.
Dude, he's beefy now, man.
Yeah.
He had a doctor's appointment yesterday. He's 21 pounds.
Dude, that's awesome.
I'm picking him up. I'm like, Jesus, what happened?
You're doing girls.
I used to be able to manhandle him.
Yeah.
Now I can't. He's
good.
a squirmy little fella.
That's awesome. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. If you're just joining us, we're talking a lot about, obviously, the Super Bowl and the whole thing, but we're also talking about, sports radio and the role of sports radio to you guys, what it means. And, today was Angelo's last day, Angelo Cataldi's last day. I grew up listening to him. Then, I worked with him. He was, fantastic. When I tell you, just a brilliant guy, a brilliant interviewer, highly entertaining, and a guy that was always he built the fan thing, man. And then of course it was Mike and Glenn and Al and everybody, so Ange had a huge, impact on, our sports fandom and my career. And, so, to me, it's an interesting, conversation about the role of sports radio and media, and when I got first into it years ago into what it is now.
It's changed a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah. Let's go to Aaron in West Philly. Aaron, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, buddies?
What's happening, Aaron?
I got to talk about it because it's historical, man, because I grew up on sports radio. And I used to, when I was younger, I'm 56, man. I used to read the papers and see all these guys come up from the paper and started talking on sports radio.
Right.
And I remember that lineup like it was crazy. Angelo, and then it was Tom Brookside, and Bill Campbell came on.
Bill Campbell, wow. I remember Bill. Bill was on, you're right. He was like, it was Bill and then the morning sports page. Remember that with Mike and Al and Glenn?
And then it was Mac and Mag. Then it was S&M.
Yeah.
And those guys really got me through a lot, man. Listen to them. But I didn't think it was going to last, man, because...
Really?
Yeah, because it wasn't really no Philly guys there until S&M came on. They were
right.
Philly guys.
Well, Mike and Steve... Right,
Yeah,
they were truly, Philadelphia guys. Howard, Philadelphia guy, Northeast guy.
He's, but you know Howard.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but I give Ange a lot of credit because, Ange and Al both had, from New England originally. Angelo's from Rhode Island, and he made it ingrained. Like he started it, that whole thing, and in a provincial city, it's hard to do that, and he became the man.
Yes, he did.
Which was a credit to him
and then when did you come
along?
When did you come along?
I came along it was like 2000.
2000.
And then I worked with Glenn. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I came in
You
2000.
took
I did some
spot.
fill-in stuff. Right. I took Jody's spot. Yep.
Right, because I remember you, and I kept finding you because you remind me of a little Angelo at some point. Because you was boisterous, you said what you had to say, but you loved Philadelphia.
Wow,
and I followed you, and when you went off to God's Nowhere, Chicago, and all these different places, when you came back, I was like, oh, there you go. You and Mike put me down on this station, so I started following you guys. And I always had a heart for Angelo because he said stuff that barely people were saying. He would take on anybody. When he ain't think it was right. You know what I mean?
Right.
He still was going off screaming at Gannon.
That's
what I enjoyed. But I enjoy how it progressed, man, and how he put that funny guy on Conklin.
Joey's
wasn't he funny?
Awesome. Yeah, love Joey.
But the best skit ever
still
was
hysterical.
You and your father when you had your father on. That was the funniest skit.
With the cowboy thing?
No, when he talked about the Bucks. Remember your father?
The trial of
the trial. I forgot that. Yeah.
That was hilarious radio
Anthony
ever,
Argano.
You should do more of those. You should do more of those.
Yes, Tyrone was one of the judges.
We had Joe Marone.
Yes.
And then the lawyer came on.
He defended him. Yeah. He's a great defense attorney. Yeah.
He pleaded insanity. I mean, that was the funniest stuff. I tried to pull it up on YouTube, man. That was.
I forgot about that.
I just like the way radio progressed and is progressing, and to see some of the Giants leave, and you're still hanging on, man. You're one of the Giants now, brother.
Yeah.
You're one of the voices of Philadelphia that we lean on.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it,
brother.
Bro. You know,
but you can listen to us. Yeah. I ain't know I give him his flowers, man.
No, I appreciate it, brother.
You flowers, brother.
Yeah.
You're a humble dude. Even if you have bags on to rub into my to the fiber of my soul.
I thought, it's funny. It may have been too soon. I just thought it was interesting to throw, the Eagles their props. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what else he gonna do? What else he gonna do?
No, but he meant it. Like,
here and say
trust me,
bad about us.
No, he would never do that. But trust me, like, it's real. Like, You know, he said the same thing to me before the game and then after the game. Like, you know, that's why. But yeah, I hear you, brother.
I understand you, man. So let's go, Phil.
Let's go, Phil. Let's go Sixers. You got it, brother. Take it easy. No, man, I know. Oosh.
I still remember the trial of your father. That was hilarious.
That was funny.
Because he texted you, fear the deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, fear the deer.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That was out of line. Fear the deer. Yes.
That's the start of the trial.
Yes. You know, that's right. And we got Joe Marone to defend him because he's a great defense attorney.
General T.Y. Johnson.
General T.Y. was Jessup.
Yeah.
He was prosecuting. Yeah. He didn't want nothing to do with it. You're out. You can't let, you know.
I still look. I've hung out with your father.
Yes.
I still look at him side-eyed every once in a while. I'm afraid to turn my back.
John, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Johnny.
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's up, John? How are you, buddy?
Yeah, doing good. First time I ever called you guys on this segment. But when you say about what sports radio means, I got to tell you, I have a younger brother. I'm from South Philly, and props to Jackie Van Bam for representing the Wenches.
Yes,
but,
yes. He was great.
My younger brother, he has water on the brain. And just recently, we had to put him in the nursing home, not too far. It's one state road. But what I'm saying is, he lives like sports radio. It's like like you'll go home, you talk to your wife. I mean, for him, I listen to it so I can talk to him about what you said and all. I mean, I don't go all for sports, but I'm one of them guys that just love the game. But he knows all the facts, all the figures. I mean, everything. But he lives for this sports radio. And to give you a real quick example, right? At Christmas, he asked me for 2 of the transistor radios. We're talking like the $10 ones. You know what I mean? Like with the 9-volt battery.
Yes.
Yeah, he wanted 2 so he could take into the bathroom when he's getting a shower when the Flyers are playing. Now, he still has the one from God knows when with the leather case.
Right,
right. 2 in case the one breaks or the batteries.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's one of these guys, like, if the
God bless
says,
him, man.
Yeah, if the weatherman says you need 6 gallons of water, 12-volt batteries, and whatever, you just get it for him because he won't rest until he has what the weatherman said. You know what I mean? One of them guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But he absolutely loves 97.5. I mean, he calls me all the time. He says, did you hear that? Did you hear this? And,
What's his name, John? What's his name?
Michael.
Michael. You got to give Michael a big hug for us, all right?
Yeah, I mean, and he's like, for instance, like he takes seizures, right? But we were growing up with the second and written, right? He could take a seizure at second and teen, and somebody's going to know where who it is. Like he was one of them kids in the neighborhood, you know what I mean?
Everybody knew. Everybody looked out for him.
Yeah, and even say what you want about the mayor. When he was growing up, he used to run second in Jackson for a while, right?
I know. Listen.
So he would come and grab my brother and tell my mom, like, I got him, don't worry about it.
Yeah. No, listen, the neighborhood that was like that. That's how it was. People looked out for one another. Yeah.
Everybody knew him. But I don't know if you remember the Wibbits, the super shooter contest back in the day, right? Because he was good at free throws. Like, he was just staying there.
Get out.
Yeah, so he kept winning and going to the next level, right? He'll like this one because you're from the neighborhood. So the next one was at 7th and Snyder, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." and Kenny's like, "Come on, Mike, you got this." No,
that's awesome.
Hey, Mom don't like going off 2nd Street, you know. Yeah, but you guys have no idea. No idea how much it means.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great story. John, I thank you for sharing that with us, man.
Yeah,
Give Michael a big hug for us, man.
Yeah, he's got all kind of paraphernalia, like Bernie Front. Got him a hockey goalie stick from all the Flyers.
That's awesome.
With him. But my uncle was a bartender down at Ovation, so we had that kind of stuff.
Yes, I remember, yeah.
And then, real quick, I worked at the Spectrum, right? So I would take him with me on Thursdays to pick up our check, right? And Dr. J had just started with the Sixers, right? So he's walking down the chute, and we're going to get our check, right? And he's like, stopped and said, "How you doing?" So my brother, hey, how you doing? My brother's like, you know who that is? I was like, he don't work on changeover. Are you kidding me? I said, I know I should have bought my camera, you know what I mean? And like when we had that baseball thing at the convention center, remember that?
Yeah, I
years
do.
ago.
Yeah.
Right. So like my mom gave me money, get him whatever he wants, a hat. But there's only so many things you can buy somebody like that, right? Get him a hat, a bat. He got this book the size of a Bible, right? Maybe Harry Townsend wrote it or somebody wrote it, right? And 2 days he read that book. I'm like,
he loves it, man. He's the for real, John. I mean, that's that's a beautiful thing, man. Yeah, listen, I got to run. I want to tell you, listen, you call anytime, and your brother, you make sure that you give him our love, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to get him to call you one day.
Please do.
Because he knows he's a truly family and serious.
That's right. No, we thank you, buddy. Please do. Please have him call us, man. We would love that. No, it's funny you said the changeover. So John must have worked in changing the court to the ice.
Okay.
That was the changeover.
Yeah.
That was, listen, that was a whole big thing.
It must have been a tough job,
and they would play a
man.
lot.
Yeah.
Sundays, usually the Sixers would play at 1 and the Flyers would play at 7.
Oh, my God.
So you probably had did a lot of those changeovers.
A little less technology back then, too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to show you a photo of
oh, look at this.
That makes you smile, doesn't it?
It's a picture of the Skip leaning over the rail behind the cage.
Where else would he be, man?
No, that's the best. Send me that picture, would you? That's a great picture. That's Charlie, man. His happy place. I'll never forget one day I was talking to him, and he goes, I said, what are you doing? Like, I got to go you got to go on a cruise.
Okay.
And he goes, I got to go on a cruise with Missy. I said, that's nice. He goes, bleep that. He goes, I want to be behind the cage. I go, Skip, we can relax a little bit on the boat. I get bored. I want to be behind the cage. You know, Anthony, that's where I want to be.
I'm warning you now. You might lose me when we're down there.
We should.
You might lose me, man.
You should.
I'm going to go wander the concourse, middle of a segment.
Do it. It's the best. You will love it.
I'm going to sneak my way into a cage.
I highly recommend that you contact Philly Sports Trips and go to spring training at some point. It's an awesome thing. Jimmy, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Jimmy, how are you?
How you doing, guys?
What's going on, Jim?
Oh, I'm an old guy. I'm 72 years old, so I was at the beginning of sports radio.
Okay.
Those days when they only had on 4 hours a day. And
so you remember when Howard was on WWDB?
Yeah, his show was on, was strange. It was Monday through Thursday. It was on Friday because Sid Mark was on Friday night with his Sinatra show.
Okay.
So then he came on Sunday night, 10 to midnight.
I remember the Sunday night, yeah.
Yeah, 10 to midnight.
And he used to rip the Sixers. He used to bother me. I'm like, Howard, when I forget when I started working with him. Go, what are you doing? He goes, I got you, didn't I, genius?
But I was a kid. My father had a reel-to-reel, so I used to tape everything off the radio. And I used to tape all these talk shows. Steve Fredericks, who was great.
Steve, I was the man, yeah.
And all these people. And, of course,
he and Mikey were the best, yeah.
But when they went to 24/7 sports talk, you had to change. There had to be more entertainment in the sports talk. In the old days, it was just pure X and O sports.
Right.
And they went to the
stats,
entertainment value, and they needed somebody to take you to that next level. And the guy that changed everything in the business, the first guy to do drops, was Tony Bruno.
Yes, Tony.
I know I think you know Tony pretty good.
Yes, of course.
He just changed the whole business. He did something. He's the first guy to do play-by-play. He was in the studio with a monitor, and he would do live play-by-play while the game was going on.
Yeah, it's the best.
He's just amazing, man. He started when he was 17. Now he's 70 and still doing it.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It really is. It's a fun.
And it's a different era. Them days, there was no sports during the week in the 60s, and then little by little, we have what we have today.
Well, I think, it shows you the popularity of it. I remember being a kid and going, loving it, and you could see all my friends loved it, and you could almost foresee, I think back now, and you could almost foresee the explosion of sports because we were so into it. Like, I mean, we when I mentioned 4 for 4, we went from season to season to season.
Oh, yeah.
And you loved every team. I mean, that's what it was like.
My father, when I was a kid, when the Eagles and the Phillies played in the fall on Sunday afternoons, he would take the portable black and white downstairs and put it on top of the other TV.
Yeah, that's Philadelphia, man. I mean, that's we loved it, brother. We did. Thank you.
Wow, he was the first of the 2 screens.
I mean,
wow, that's awesome.
That's what we did. We loved it. Jimmy's right. Like,
never even thought about that.
Jim's spot on, man. We loved it here so much. We just loved sports.
Yeah.
It
means different, man. It means different.
Like last night, it's funny. It's still my happy place, right? Like to this day, I still love it, right? Like it never gets old. I turned on the Flyers last night. Nah, it pissed me off.
Of course.
But I turned the Flyers last night. I turned on the game. I'm like, you know what? I wasn't feeling good. Everybody was upstairs. I was downstairs. I said, let me just watch the game and lay on the couch a little bit, right? And I just wanted to enjoy the game. It wasn't about, I know where the season is and I know what they are. I just wanted to watch a hockey game.
Yeah.
And I miss hockey. Like, I miss watching.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Phillies were in a drought for 10 years before they get back to the playoffs. We still watched.
Right.
I was watching Jeremy Hellickson open the season.
But, dude, like last night was unwatchable.
Yeah. No, it's
I'm watching the game going, I'm getting aggravated.
Yeah, I mean, I had
to turn it off. 4-0. I turned it off.
That organization breaks my heart, and they have been breaking my heart for a long time.
They got to sell that team, man.
And it's just getting worse. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's the leadership there, and it's
just terrible.
And there's no direction. You sign guys that can play, but you should tank, for lack of a better term. You should rebuild. You should blow it up. And yet you sign guys that are good enough for you to compete, but you're still going to lose.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember. I still remember Chuck Fletcher. Oh, man, it's not going to be easy for teams to beat us this year. Well, I don't care if you're competitive, but if you're still losing and you're still missing out on the playoffs, and you're not losing enough to get one of these top players.
It also goes to show you that the Kraken, that you have an advantage as an expansion team.
Right. And they beat the doors off you last night.
And you have an advantage of how to build it.
Yeah.
Because all those mistakes that you made, they still come home to roost.
Yep.
Let's go to Derek. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Derek.
Hey, fellas, what's going on this afternoon?
What's happening, buddy?
All righty. And I guess, again, it's my problem now, huh? I'm
yes, you're an Arizona Cardinals fan.
Know it, Ed. I had to call you.
Guess what?
Hey, man, listen. I wanted to talk real quickly. It's funny you had mentioned about going on the radio over there. Do you know what show you were on when you got on with or who were the hosts on the radio show? You spoke with Arizona Sports Talk. Is that correct?
Yeah, Dan Bickley.
Dan Bickley. Okay, cool. Because I want to listen to that, man. It is, it's funny because as a Philadelphian, I gauge a lot of my reception on the Gannon move because I'm not happy with it.
Right.
And a lot of the media and the fan base are excited about this move. And although I'm a Cardinals fan, I watch Eagles football regularly because all my crew, of course, are Eagles fans.
Right.
If the Cardinals aren't on, which are usually on at 4, I'm watching the Eagles game. So I don't watch as intently, but if the Philadelphia fan base says that Gannon's not the answer, then guess what? I'm saying Gannon's not the answer.
Right.
The vitriol and watching and seeing some of the shortcomings that I may have casually paid attention will only magnify because all of y'all, even to my boys, are saying, yo, we're glad you took our trash off your hands. And so they're just too excited over in Arizona for me, and I'm upset about that.
Dude, I don't even know what it's funny because I saw some of the responses because I said, I was joking around. I go, yeah, well, we didn't throw a Super Bowl parade, but we did throw a parade that Gannon's gone. And people were going, well, see, if they don't like it, it's good, And you get these people out there that don't know anything about football. And, let me throw this at you. You go hire the defensive coordinator from the Super Bowl. Which one would you hire? The guy with 3 Super Bowl rings or the guy that is in his second year as the coordinator?
And make it make sense for me, bro, because that's what I'm saying, and that's what I was telling all of my
that's a
fellow
flat-out joke. Yeah.
Make it make sense, man.
And he's going to be a disaster there. I'm telling you right now, that quarterback is not a winner, and it'll be a disaster. So I feel for you, buddy.
That's why I want to be enemy, because for all the supposed
yes,
of him, he learned at the best. And you think he can't get Kyler on the right page? I mean, I want Kyler as my quarterback. He's a talent, and I'm ready to make it happen.
He got to buy in, and he don't buy in.
Exactly. And one more thing, man. Don't ever take any guff off of Arizona media or the fans. Because like you were saying the other day, they ain't about that life, bro.
No,
I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm going to tell you that. They're not about that life. So don't ever take any guff.
Believe me. Don't ever worry about that, brother. Yeah, they don't matter. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, brother. No, I mean, please. Arizona. I mean, Boston, New York, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland. Those are real towns, real sports towns.
Not that fake Arizona. Mitch and Phoenix.
Stop with that. Oh, Mitch, we should have looked them up when we were out there.
Oh, yeah, you should have. That could have been the good vibes you needed.
Yes.
Make him smile.
Yeah. All right, we are live at the Parks Race and Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. It's Cuz Radio with Judas, the Judas. On a Friday. It still looks miserable, don't it?
Oh, it was downpouring.
Was it really?
About 5-10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't see outside.
Yeah, it's terrible. Let me tell you about Peruzzi Nissan. You're looking for a new vehicle? Go see my boys, Bob Seidenberger, Mark Alexander at Peruzzi Nissan. They're celebrating President's Day. Monster savings, all right, all February long. In fact, they got everything you need to drive home in your new or pre-owned vehicle for less. Go see Bob and Mark at Peruzzi Nissan. They have new vehicles arriving every day, like the 2023 Pathfinder, the 2023 Rogue, the 2023 Altima. All right, Bob and Mark will help you save big on the Nissan you need for the price you want. Special presidential pricing is available right now. You're looking for a pre-owned vehicle? Peruzzi Nissan has a huge selection of those in stock. See Bob and Mark at Peruzzi Nissan. Of course, they'll give you more cash for your trade, no matter the make or the model, plus credit's never an issue. They do it all to get you approved. That's just how Bob and Mark have done it for 40 years and counting. Go see Bob and Mark for limited time President's Day savings when you visit Peruzzi Nissan in-store or online at peruzzinissan.com.
Fanatic Sports Update.
An extension for Alvarado. I'm Andrew Salchunas. This update is brought to you by Delaware Valley BMW Centers. Now through February 20th, during the BMW President's Day sales event, lease a 2023 BMW 530iX drive sedan for $659 per month. Visit BMWCenters.com today. Phillies have had a busy offseason. Of course, we're all fired up for guys like Trey Turner and Gregory Soto, some of the big free agent acquisitions. But the Phillies are also taking care of some of their own. Jose Alvarado signed a 2-year extension today. He was already under contract for this season, but 2 more years also as a club option through 2026. So another member of the team getting awarded for all his good play this season. So that's cool. Sixers are in the All-Star break. Flyers lose to the Kraken yesterday 6-2. Keep it locked in the Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's not a stretch at all to say that Stretch Zone has absolutely changed my life. John Kincaid telling you that Stretch Zone can change yours too. You're going to love the pioneers in practitioner-assisted stretching. That's a mouthful. All I know is this. You lay down on a table, you're going to feel better because their certified staff is going to use their patented strap system and proprietary tables that position, stabilize, isolate your muscles, which helps you move better, relieve stiffness and soreness, and improve circulation and range of motion. Professional athletes are always getting professionally stretched before and after they play. And our own Ricky Patalico said his sessions at Stretch Zone were just like his playing days. I will tell you, you need to do this. You're trying to run more. You're trying to ride your bike, you got a New Year's resolution. Well, if you're stiff and sore, you're not going to stick with it. Stretch Zone's going to help you with your golf game. I know I feel a little more limber in the hips. Check out Stretch Zone. Book your free 30-minute stretch session at StretchZone.com. That's StretchZone.com, and tell them John Kincaid said hi.
Right now, Wawa's serving up any two Sizzlies for just $5 every day until 11 a.m. Bask in the warmth of breakfast with a delicious sausage, egg, and cheese croissant. And try the new bacon burrito. Or get 2 egg bites with a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel without breaking the bank. Wake up and smell the Sizzlies. 2 for $5. It's a deal worth waking up for. Great morning start at Wawa. Love is in the air for lattes. And at Wawa, the selection is nothing short of, well, a latte. Quality espresso, plus rich flavors like buttery caramel cream, dulce de leche, and vanilla ice cream. All crafted to crave at your nearest Wawa. With dozens of flavors, it'll be a challenge just to find your favorite. Try a hot or iced handcrafted latte today. There's a whole latte to love just around the corner at Wawa.
Sports betting fans, with football season ending, we're shifting gears to basketball and hockey. And soon enough, March Madness. BetRivers Online Sportsbook is the place to be for all of it. BetRivers has you covered with every line, odd, and boost. Check them out every week for new promotions like their Tuesday Hockey First Goal Insurance, Saturday Hockey Same Game Parlay Bet and Get, and weekly pro basketball Bet and Get, and more. You know the locals. You know, in both basketball and hockey are getting closer and closer to the postseason, especially in basketball. Take advantage of all that excitement with BetRivers. Head to BetRivers.com and download the BetRivers app today. It's a whole new game. You must be 21 or older, available in Pennsylvania only. Void where prohibited. Terms and conditions apply. Presented by Rivers Casino Pittsburgh. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HOT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HOT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HOT.
At the UPS Store, we know this upcoming holiday is when things can get busy for small business owners.
Exactly. My to-do list and I don't take days off.
That's why you can count on us to be open and ready to help with every small business need, whether it's packing and shipping or if it's just to check your mailbox.
That's almost everything on my to-do list. My list and I can take the day off.
Your local, the everything to help you be unstoppable store. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. The UPS Store locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Hey, it's John Kincaid. If you're a business owner with 5 or more employees, listen up. Have you had supply chain problems, struggled getting staff, or are still reeling from the COVID lockdowns? Uncle Sam wants to pay you back because you kept your employees by giving you a payroll tax refund. You can get up to $26,000 per employee, but do it now. Go to PhillyRefunds.com, fill out your contact information, or just give them a call, and they'll walk you through every step of the process. It's real, but time's running out. Go to PhillyRefunds.com. That's PhillyRefunds.com.
Did you ever wish healthcare was a little less, well, confusing? Visit 97.5thefanatic.com/Virtua to learn 5 health screenings to schedule in the new year.
We all know Philly sports is big business, and we've got you covered every weekday with the Fanatic's Business of Sports reports that are powered by Pico for Business. For information on how your company can save with Pico's incentives, go to pico.com/business.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, 12:30 across the Delaware Valley. Cuz ready with the tuners. We're live at the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern on a dreary Friday. So are we good? This is our last Friday of doom, gloom.
Yeah, last Friday of doom and gloom.
All right, so we're going to go Monday. One more Monday because it's President's Day. It's a holiday.
Yeah, I think I'll come in, driving in, and be like, damn. Especially because there's nothing to do this weekend.
Right. It's a horrible weekend for that. Just terrible.
Yeah, it is. Can I bring something up? I just saw something on Twitter.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is from NBA Central, and it is the official count, so it's not one of these fake ones. The NBA is looking to avoid something, Anthony. The last picked situation in the NBA All-Star Draft per TNT. They don't want to offend anybody.
Are you serious?
NBA All-Star captains will now pick reserve players first, then we'll pick the starters right after. But you're still going to be picking somebody
Dude,
last.
that's so stupid.
They don't.
They're in the All-Star game. We're worried about. That's the problem. Is that we're too soft. We can't even think about. You're not the last guy picked for an All-Star game.
Yeah, you're not picking Timmy with no jump shot.
Exactly. You're not some little chubby, 10-year-old who does not get picked to last. Oh my God, these guys are ridiculous.
It's probably because
that's why they don't play.
Because Rudy Gobert's picked last every single year because nobody likes him.
I mean, people are insane.
God.
Babies, stop. All right, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with sports this weekend.
You're done.
I'm out, and I'm out on the All-Star weekend. I got to get tied up here. I need movies, TV. I got 3 days to just watch shows and movies. I need TV. TV time.
Cuz and the Tunis. Glad to be back, boys.
Oh, dude, we need you bad now, brother. All right.
You know, that was funny. During the bye week before the Super Bowl, and then immediately upon the worst Sunday night experience we all had, I start getting direct messages from your listeners like, give me some movies to watch, give me some TV to watch.
Yes. Listen, they're smart. They know, like, you know what? It's time to watch something good. This is TV movie season, right before the tournament. Before we get to baseball and NBA playoffs, right? So now it's your time. This is your time to shine, Todd.
Yeah,
what about Oscars? Like, what about some of the Oscar movies?
Well, I'm Anthony. You and I have probably talked about this off the air. I'm not a particularly huge fan of award shows and how movies are picked. But there are certainly some really great choices this year if your audience wants to go for the Oscar contenders. We've talked about a bunch on this show. We talked about The Banshees of Inisherin. That's nominated for Best Picture now. We've talked about Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is nominated for just about everything. I recommend, if for your audience that likes to think a little bit about their films, there's a film called Tar, which stars Cate Blanchett. It's actually it streams for free on Peacock right now, and it's nominated for Best Picture. Yeah, it's great. It's a psychological kind of Me Too kind of thriller about this orchestra conductor, played by Cate Blanchett. It's really, really good. Todd Field did the film great. So that's up for Best Picture, and no one's even talking about it.
Wow.
It's streaming on Peacock. So that's a good one. It's a little dark. We talked about Triangle of Sadness. That's also now nominated for Best Picture. So we've covered a bunch. We've covered The Whale, which I think Brendan Fraser's in Best Actor. It's an absolute disgrace that the film's not nominated for Best Film. I look at this whole field, and to me, that was the best film of the year, hands down. Then there's a film I want to recommend to your audience that's getting a little controversial Oscar buzz. It's a film called To Leslie, and it was a little tiny independent film that was made about $27,000 in the theaters, but a bunch of celebrities started to tweet and push out the idea that not only is this movie great, but the performance by Andrea Riseborough, the actress, she should be recognized. And sure enough, she gets nominated for Best Actress for this little tiny film.
What's the plot?
She's lives in a small town. She wins the lottery, and she's an alcoholic, and she's really trying to put her life back together, reconnect with her son. Mark Maron stars in it alongside of her. He's fantastic, by the way. That guy has some acting chops. I didn't know he did, besides really good drama work. And it's a really great film. And the Academy's pissed because they don't like the fact that all these celebrities kind of went out there and tweeted and got a lot of support for her to be nominated for Best Actress. But at the end of the day, that's what the Oscars are. It's nothing but campaigning. It's nothing but a popularity contest.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. You're
so
right.
I really recommend it, cuz it's called To Leslie. It's I heard that Netflix bought it. You could stream it right now on demand for about $5. It's definitely worth it. So lots of good Oscar stuff, but man, when you look around the streaming channels, I come today loaded. There are great projects on every streamer. I'll give you a few. So if your audience likes some of Apple TV's programming, I think they're knocking it out of the park right now. Apple TV has a film that is launched today. It's called Sharper, and it stars Julianne Moore, Sebastian Stan, the great John Lithgow, and it's basically it's a con story about this young man who basically wants to exact revenge on his family because they don't accept him. And there's a lot of twists and turns. It's great. It's written by these two really talented writers, Tanaka and Gatewood, who I'm actually working with on a project right now, trying to get them set up on a project I'm developing, and they're very talented. So that one launched today. That's a cool, twisty, turny con film for your audience if they just want to, enjoy, pop some popcorn and enjoy that. Also on Apple TV, everybody's loving the series Shrinking right now. Have you heard about that one at all?
No, tell everybody about it.
So Shrinking is basically, it's a comedy. It stars Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford and him both are therapists, and they run a little therapy clinic. It's really kind of good. People are loving it. I think it's maybe in its 4th or 5th episode.
Okay.
So you got that on Apple TV, and then when you move over to HBO, which always gives us great stuff, right? We got The Last of Us, which is really crushing every sort of audience record right now. They're getting about 15 million viewers per week, and it's it's an adaptation of the video game called The Last of Us.
Right.
About a post-apocalyptic world, and everyone is saying, and you'll love this, cuz as a writer yourself, they're saying that this has completely raised the bar on adaptations of video games, comic books, that sort of thing. They use the game as a launch point, but great character development. It's not. It's sort of an anthology where the main characters run across new storylines every couple episodes.
Oh,
but
wow.
It's really good. It's dark, and I think you would dig it, actually.
It sounds good. Yeah, that does sound good. And I did hear really good things about it.
Yeah, I'm not I wasn't a fan of the game. I'm not a big first-person shooter type game, and it's not. A lot of people think it's zombies. It's really not zombies. It's this this sort of these mushrooms, for lack of a better term, that have sort of taken over. They become like, because the world is warming, they start to take over human bodies. So it's got zombie-like quality.
You ever
to
played
it,
a game, Tush?
No, I've not, but I've heard it is very good, and I've heard that the show is very good. My buddies want me to watch it because I haven't played the game.
Yeah.
And they have, so they want me to watch it to give my opinion on it from somebody who has not played the game.
Now you hear from
TV Todd.
Yeah, do it.
I think, Tunis, I think it's more, I didn't play the game, and I actually went back, and after I watched a few episodes, I went on to YouTube, and I actually watched some people who've played the game to see what the game is like. The first episode of this show is fairly faithful to how the game begins, but after that, it becomes real great dramatic writing and acting, and I really love it, and I was getting tired of that kind of genre, and this completely re-energized me.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay, I like it. Any other movies on HBO Max? Because they always have good stuff. Anything dropping? Usually new ones drop on Saturday.
I haven't seen. No, I don't. I don't know what's coming up for tomorrow on HBO Max. But Netflix. Netflix has a couple movies right now. One dropped today that are a little more mainstream, but are already in their top 10. A movie called Two Guns, which dropped today on Netflix, and that stars the great Denzel Washington. Which anything he's in.
I'm a Denzel man. I'll watch anything Denzel's in. Yeah,
absolutely.
What's it about?
It's about two DEA agents, or one Navy agent and one DEA agent. The other one's played by Mark Wahlberg. Which when I hear about that kind of film, it doesn't excite me that much. I'm not a big action kind of standard film type guy, but of course Denzel. So basically, they're two agents, and there's an undercover sting to take down a drug cartel. So it's
it's popcorn.
It seems like a popcorn film, and of course Denzel, as you said, is great in everything.
You know what I loved when he played that? He was like an international. He was like a CIA guy who went on his own, and they were trying to find him. And who was it? Who's the dude that's a real? He has a phone business company. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is like the CIA guy in like Australia or I forget, some city like New Zealand or whatever. And he runs across the Denzel character. It's a really good movie.
Was that Safe House?
Yes, Safe House.
Safe House. Yeah. They're based in South Africa.
That's it. He was in South Africa, right? Yep.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Yeah, I mean that's Denzel. He's great at it. Just great at it.
I have a question, Todd.
Sure.
Have you watched? I know this is sports related, and I'm curious because I don't know how these guys can act tough, but there is a lot going on in the world of golf. Have you checked out the Netflix docuseries Full Swing?
No, I haven't. I saw that just came out last week or something like
on
that?
Wednesday.
No, did you watch it?
No, I'm curious. I might check it out maybe this weekend. It's with everything going on with the PJ and Liv.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
And it's like they interview the guys that are in it right now, and they don't hold back. Like they tell people how they really feel about each other and about the two leagues and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually kind of curious because when I first watched the trailer, I was like, man, they're really trying to make golfers look tough. but when you think about everything that's going on, all the drama between the two leagues and the politics about it, I am curious to see what it's like.
Yeah, I haven't heard much myself in terms of the quality of the show. I mean, what's getting the highlights obviously is the, McElroy teeing off on Mickelson and Reed and people like that. So he's getting all the press for the series about his outburst. But I haven't checked it out yet.
Okay, it's an 8-parter.
Wow, is it really?
45-minute episodes.
They have that much content? 8 parts?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of beef right now.
So
it's worth it. Worth checking out.
So what's the other movie you were talking about on Netflix that dropped?
It's been out for a little bit, but it made its way back into the top 10. It's been out for a few weeks, called You People. Have you heard about that, Coach?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's hard. I don't know how you guys are, but it's really hard to make me laugh by myself watching a film, in my house by myself. And I got to tell you, I haven't laughed that hard in a film in a long time.
Yeah, I heard the only thing you have to get over is if you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, I didn't find none of this uncomfortable. This is like, the theme of this kind of movie, which is like, Jewish guy, Jonah Hill, played by Jonah Hill, falls in love with a black woman, and like their culture clashes. Eddie Murphy is the father, who's hysterical. Like that stuff. I mean, that stuff's been going on in film since Guess Who's Coming to Dinner way back when. Like nothing offensive to me. It's like you got to laugh at all this stuff. It's hilarious. Stereotypes are hilarious. My family is Jewish, and I think it's hilarious. Like I laughed through the whole thing. So if you can get over all that stuff and get back to laughing and comedy, it is absolutely hysterical. Eddie Murphy is brilliant.
I heard he's great in it.
Oh, my God. He's hysterical. So I really recommend that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
You are the master, dude. You just come and giving gifts of Netflix, HBO. What did we miss? We miss any other streamers? I mean, Hulu.
We did. I'll give you Hulu. I'll give you Hulu because I've been praising this film. You know, I've come on your show ever since the Halloween time, and I've talked to you about horror films. And I like a good, maybe a different type of horror film that we haven't seen for a while. So, we talked on your prior shows about Barbarian. Your audience loved that. X was a great one. Your audience loved that. Pearl, your audience loved that. I found a new one that the critics love and I love. It's called Piggy, P-I-G-G-Y, Piggy. It's a Spanish film, and it's basically this horror thriller about this teenage girl who's bullied, and after she kind of flees from her bullies are tormented and kidnapped by a stranger. And it's all about whether she helps the stranger torment her bullies or whether she saves them. It's a really interesting commentary on today's youth.
Right.
I'll tell you, the bullying is harder to watch in this than any of the sort of the violence. The bullying of this girl is pretty hard to watch for me personally. But it's really, really good horror film. People are loving it, putting it in their top 10 list. So that's on Hulu right now.
Oh, that's interesting. I got a selfish one. I'm going to take 2 minutes, and I need you to indulge. Any foreign? I like a lot of foreign films. So, do you have any foreign films for me?
Yeah, I do. Well, Piggy, like I said, is a Spanish film, but the foreign film I just watched, and actually, I'll give you one that's nominated for an Oscar. It is called Argentina 1985, and it is a Spanish film. It's in Spanish language, and basically, it's a courtroom drama. It's the true story of how these prosecutors went against the military dictatorship in Argentina, and how they overturned and prosecuted the leaders of a dictatorship. So it was really, really well done. It's nominated for an Academy Award for Best International Feature, and I believe it's streaming for free on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I'm in on that. I've been trying to watch that Italian film that you told me about, but I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I can't. I've been looking for you to see where that streams, and it hasn't popped up yet. But more and more, I can't.
You know what's funny? I can't even rent it. So Baldy saw it on a plane. This is how it started. Brian Baldinger, sees it on a plane, and it's called La Cena Perfetta. And he's like, dude, you'll love this movie. It was a great movie, shot in Rome. I'm like, awesome. And I can't find this freaking movie. It's driving me insane. I can't even rent it.
Yeah,
it's on a plane.
Yeah, it's on a bunch of those streaming platforms that are only available in Europe. I have to think that it's going to make its way over here. A lot more foreign films are being gobbled up by our U.S. platform. So hopefully you'll get to see it here.
I tried to get the VPN so I could watch the some of the foreign movies. Like my wife and I love the Italian movies, but we can't figure it out.
I'll keep an eye out for you, and if any of your listeners have any ideas, maybe they can reach out too and let us know. But I'll keep an eye out for you for sure. But yeah, there's so much good stuff right now. We haven't even talked about what's in the theaters. I know you got to run, but I did see Knock at the Cabin, and I really liked it.
Let me ask you real quick, because a buddy of the show says, ask Todd about the Gangs of London. Wow.
The Gangs of London?
Yeah. That's your homework, Holmes. You got to go after. That's homework.
All right. Looks like it's available on Prime, so I'll check it out. It was an AMC series. It looks like it's got a few seasons, 2 or 3 seasons. I'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out, all right? Check it out. Because I love to hear what you have to say. The great TV, Todd. Todd. If people want to reach out to you, how do they find out? Tell them.
They can get me on Twitter at Todd Schill, TODDSHILL.
There it is. You're the man, brother. Good stuff, buddy. Thanks for helping us this tough weekend.
You got it. I'll see you next week.
See you, brother. There he is, Todd. Ain't that stuff? There's some good stuff there.
There's good stuff. I do want to check out this golf documentary. It could either be I'm done after one, or I'll be hooked. Because I'm not a big guy. Like, you know me. I like playing it. I'm not really watching it. I don't really care about their beefs. But then again, it was big, this PGA and Live Golf thing. So check it out.
Yeah.
The trailer was really like almost like the Bad Boys Pistons. But they made it about golfers.
Oh, my God.
So I'll be honest, I rolled my eyes at first.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking about, like, all right, there is a lot of beef there. Yeah, because a lot of the PGA players were very upset that they took the bag, the players that left. So we'll see.
That's interesting. I actually, let me know how it is.
Yeah, I could be out after one, or I could be hooked.
Because it looks like it's interesting. Because I would like I have an interest in it.
Yeah,
I'm curious. So keep me
and it's sports. So
you know what though, dude? I'm to be honest with you. I need non-sports. I'm getting away this whole weekend. I'm not watching anything.
Sounds good.
I need a cleanse. I think I need a cleanse. I'm going to cleanse until they come back from the All-Star break.
I do want to see you people. I think that I figured that would be funny. I heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, well, Eddie Murphy.
I mean, Eddie Murphy's great.
And
Louis Dreyfus.
She's the mom, right?
She's the mom. She's Jonah Hill's mom, yeah.
Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back. We still have another hour to hang live from the Parks Racing Sportsbook here at Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let me talk to you about Daniel's Plumbing. In fact, I was talking to Danny today from Daniel's Plumbing. And this weather, like we're having downpours, and you might notice there's some backup, and this is where your drainage is paramount, right? Like this is where if there's any kind of issue, it's could be bad news for you, right? And so you got to call the right people. And if I told you that you can go call Daniel's Plumbing and they will come out, and there is no, when I tell you, they will not be deterred off of anything. Like Danny, was funny. We were talking about it, and he checks everything out. He makes sure all his people, they check everything out. Like they'll use the cameras to make sure what's going on. They'll try to help you every which way. Listen, it behooves Danny to make sure you're happy with it and save you money, because he knows that the minute somebody saves you money, you're going to be telling everybody about them. I love these people. I'm telling you, I would trust them. My house, anything I need. You need a plumber, you got to go to Daniel's Plumber. I'm telling you, Daniel's Plumbing is the best. Now, not just for residential, commercial, all right? Very dependable. So, if you got something going on, and, we're talking about hospitals and restaurants and bars and apartment complexes, listen, we're built in an old city, right, with an outdated, sewage plant. So if you got any kind of issues with water, you got to get to know Danny, and you got to call Daniel's Plumbing. They're going to take great care of you for both, again, residential and commercial service contracts in Philadelphia, Montgomery, Bucks County. They're going to arrive on time, fully equipped truck. They're going to handle all your needs. They have financing options, and they're going to work with you. They got a 24/7 hotline. So, God forbid there's water or anything, you just call the hotline, 267-650-3418. That's 267-650-3418. You can check them out online, daniels-plumbing.com. You need a plumber, you call Danny.
Fanatic Sports Update.
I'm Andrew Saltunas, and this update is brought to you by Delaware Valley BMW Centers. Now through February 20th during the BMW President's Day sales event, lease a 2023 BMW i4 eDrive 35 for $499 per month. Visit BMWCenters.com today. Flyers taking on the Kraken yesterday. It didn't go well. They lost 6-2. Flyers 22-24-10 on the season. Sixers started the All-Star break, so we won't see them until next Thursday when they take on the Memphis Grizzlies. And yeah, we're still talking about this Super Bowl and the Eagles lost to the Chiefs. Defensive coordinator of Kansas City, Steve Spagnuolo, joined Anthony earlier today. You can hear that again on 97.5thefanatic.com. Keep it locked during The Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Saltunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cubs, Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
See DallasStillSucks.com for details.
You know, when the winters are mild, the deals are wild. Gary Barbera knows how to sell a Jeep cheap, not one or two, but a slew.
Holy Jeep!
$199 down or $199 a month. Your radio's not broken. Now, at Barbera's on the Boulevard, Jeep cheap Cherokees,
even new Grand Cherokees,
$199 down or $199 a month. You gotta get your butt to Barbera. Instant credit, come and get it.
Philadelphia's Credit Connection.
Grab that jar of pennies on your porch. Bring it to Gary Barbera's Cheap Jeep Land.
Holy Jeep!
You pay the payment, I say, $199 down or $199 a month. If it weren't true, I couldn't say it to you. Gary Barbera's on that big bargain corner of Borbeck and the Boulevard in the great Northeast. I'll say it again, so you know where and when. New Jeep cheap Cherokees, $199 down or $199 a month. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
All offers on approved credit. Less tax 452 fee.
Oh, and yes, Gary.
DallasStillSucks.com.
Hey, Sixer fans, it's Matt Cord for the BetParks app, the official winning partner of your Philadelphia 76ers. The BetParks app is fun to use, built around on what you want right from your phone. It's easy to sign up, great customer service, and faster to win than ever before. Download the BetParks app today. The BetParks app, the official winning partner of your Philadelphia 76ers.
See website for terms and conditions. Must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Parks Casino. This is how you win. The fun never stops at Parks Casino, the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Treat yourself to a full weekend of live music and dancing. Get into 360 for the best local bands and live entertainment. Friday, February 17th, Shot of Southern. Saturday, February 18th, 12 Strong Band. Follow Parks Casino on social media or visit parkscasino.com for a complete list of upcoming entertainment. 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HOT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HOT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HOT.
Every small business owner knows business can happen anytime, anywhere. The office, the warehouse, or on the road. And no matter where it takes you, there's one solution to help your business thrive. Comcast Business Complete Connectivity. It's the largest, fastest, reliable network with advanced gig speed Wi-Fi and cyber threat protection in one solution. Get started with internet for just $49 a month. Plus, add Comcast Business Mobile and you can save up to 60% a year on your wireless bill. And ask how to get up to $1,000 in prepaid cards.
Flight 291 is now boarding.
Yep, you're going places. And when you get there, be ready to do business. The complete connectivity solution from the company that powers more small businesses than any other provider. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/21/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. New 50 megabits per second internet. Customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply. Gig internet required for gig Wi-Fi. Mobile Savings compares pricing of top 3 carriers.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. and the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering professional-grade industrial supplies, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
New to the Bet Rivers Casino app? Then let's show you around. Starting with tons of amazing slots, including the exciting Tiger Lord and Peacock Beauty. Or check out the action of Live Dealer Lightning Roulette and our incredible Live Dealer Blackjack. Plus, add our award-winning customer service and the fun never ends. Bet Rivers Casino app with slots and live dealer games. It's a whole new game.
Must be 21 plus. Available in Pennsylvania only. Void where prohibited. Terms and conditions apply. Presented by Rivers Casino Philadelphia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, 1 p.m. across the Delaware Valley. Cuz Radio Chew this live from the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Tunis.
You know what's ridiculous?
What's that, buddy?
Tom Pelissaro tweeted this out about 3 hours ago. I heard that this happened yesterday, but Pelissaro just showing the money. Do you know that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson got fined for his hit on Pacheco? He got fined $14,000, which I know is like nothing.
What?
But he got fined for that, what I thought was a totally legal hit.
Yeah.
He hit him with his shoulder.
Yeah.
In his chest.
Yeah.
And he got fined. Like, why?
I don't know why that's a fine.
You know.
I don't know why that's a fine. I don't get it.
It was a totally legal hit. Meanwhile, Roger Goodell says to Chris Jones after the game, I don't care how you hit the quarterback. Whatever.
Oh, my God.
I'm still salty.
I don't blame you. I really don't.
And I know that they didn't throw a flag for it, but whatever. Another thing that's really bothering me, man. Another thing that is popping up on the timeline. Do you know who's a special guest at spring training today for the Fightins?
Who?
The mannequin.
Pete?
No. Ryan Sandberg. I want him to stay away as far as possible from every one of those players.
The mannequin. Oh, my God.
Because you know what he taught me? It's okay to quit. He quit on this team.
Yeah, dude, I don't know why you invite him back.
Why would he be there?
I mean, you know how they do it. They throw flowers at people.
And I love it. Everybody's in their baseball gear, and there he's in a golf shirt, golf shorts, and he has the sweater tied around the waist.
No, are you serious?
Look at him. There he is. It's tied around the waist, and then there's Skip in his Phillies gear.
Skip's the best, man. He's like, oh, that's fantastic.
Screw you, Ryan Sandberg.
That's fantastic. I love it. Screw you, Ryan Sandberg.
Stunk anyway. What should I care that he quit?
Dude, let me ask you a question. So, did you see? This is a great story. People in France are upset at Neymar. You know why? They think he has a problem.
What's his problem?
He's got a poker issue and fast food addiction.
All right.
That he spent his off day because I guess they lost the Champions League, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were upset at Neymar because he was eating fast food and playing poker all night. He has the right to play poker on his day off. He goes, but I told him when I saw the photo when it came out. That's clear that he didn't want the fast food and the poker. No good.
Oh.
Now, can you break the guy's stones
As
for
a soccer player?
For fast food and poker?
He's a soccer player. He's chiseled.
You know what I mean?
Like, you know, it's not like Eddie Lacy. Remember Eddie Lacy had the Chinese food addiction?
No.
Do you not remember that?
I don't.
Eddie Lacy was like addicted to Chinese food.
I know.
And that's why he was blowing up.
He's addicted to Chinese food?
He was.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he still is. But remember they had
Alabama, Eddie Lacy?
Yeah, remember
running back?
The Packers had it in. He had weight loss clauses, and he couldn't get to it. Then the same thing with the Seahawks. But yeah, Eddie Lacy had a Chinese food addiction.
Really?
Yeah. Tweeted about it all the time.
Get out of here.
Yeah. But Neymar's, he's a soccer player who's chiseled. So what does it matter?
Wow. The Jets are bringing in Derek Carr, according to Mike Garafolo, for a visit this weekend. He already visited the Saints, and now he's going to go to the Jets.
All right.
That actually makes sense for the Jets. That's according to Mike Garafolo.
It does. They got a lot of quality wide receivers on that team. They got great weapons.
I know.
And they're starting to build that line. Joe Douglas, I like what Joe Douglas is doing with that team.
But they just need a quarterback.
Yeah.
They're actually like, Big Brain old Brad was telling me last night that they're, like 80 to 1, like 70 to 1, something like that to win it. And he thought it was the
Super Bowl?
Yeah, next year. So the odds are out already, and he already took them.
Well, I wouldn't do that, but I could see him
making the playoffs.
Wait,
listen, Derek Carr, you get Derek Carr. They have good receivers.
I'm sure there's good odds for them to win the division because you obviously still have Buffalo and Josh Allen, but maybe something happens where the Jets win a couple extra games because they're playing with what? Did they finish third in the division or second? But they're not playing a first place schedule.
I think that's third because Patriots were second.
Yeah, so they're playing a third place schedule.
Dolphins too. That's division's tough.
So they might be playing a last place schedule. The Jets. Maybe division.
That's tough.
I wouldn't go.
They're not
Super
beating the
Bowl.
Bills. The Bills will be back next year. I don't think the Bills.
Unless something happens.
You know what I don't get? This Josh Allen hate. All of a sudden, Josh Allen stinks.
Yeah, all of a sudden he stinks. There's a big ever since he lost Brian Dable thing. He's not been the same. He's very talented.
I know. Jets finished last.
Okay, they got last.
So
place schedule.
The Bills were 13-3. The Dolphins 9-8. New England 8-9. The Jets were 7-10.
Let me see what the Jets' opponents are.
Let's go to Rich. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Richie.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you?
How you doing, Rich? What do you say, buddy?
I feel like someone put a knife in my back and wants to pull it out after Sunday's game.
Yeah, I know, dude. It hurts. It just does. It stings, man.
Yeah, I'm like you. I haven't watched no sports all week long, and I just turned on ESPN today.
I can't even do it now. I can't even do it, dude. I'm going. I need to cleanse.
Yeah,
I gotta cleanse.
That's what I've been doing. I just want to say I'm going to miss Angelo too, and that's how I
sure.
I just can't. I was like surprised because I haven't like followed anything all weekend long. I've just been like listening to you guys, and that's it. And I got to know, the station more. I got to know you more, and it just feels like I feel lost without that, But I just want to say I appreciate you guys
brother.
and everything. I do have a trade for you guys and see what you think about this for the Eagles. Our 31 pick Slay for Jalen Ramsey.
Well, you're not going to. I think Jalen right now. I wouldn't do that trade right now.
You wouldn't do it?
You need another corner with Slay.
Yeah, true. It's
you know what I mean? Because you're going to lose Bradbury.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't go after an aging Ramsey. Listen, Ramsey can still play, but I'm not going to do that.
True. And I'm just so disappointed in the way our defense played. I'm glad Gagnon's out of there, and it was just I just can't believe it.
It'll be interesting to see what they do, brother, when it comes to that D line and who you're going to retain, who you're going to lose. So if you lose Fletcher, are you going to bring back Hargrave? Like that's a big deal. You're going to bring back what's that?
I think that would happen if we lose Fletcher.
Yeah, I think you're going to. And I think, I think BG comes, and good stuff, Richie. I think BG comes with a sort of a grandfather. You're going to come in and finish your career here. Friendly, friendly Eagle, team-friendly contract.
I think he and Jason Kelsey are on the same boat there.
Yeah. I agree with that.
What do we have? What was the trade yesterday? Jalen Hurts for 5 first-round picks?
Yeah. That's funny.
We're playing Madden now.
Yeah, no. No. Well, that guy, to sin, I didn't know what to say to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was very serious about it, too.
He was. He was very serious, which was,
Concerning?
Whatever. I just had to go, I wouldn't do that, buddy. And by the way, nobody gets 5 first-round picks, so just FYI. Glenn, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Glenn.
Yo, what's going on, boys?
What's up, G? What's up, man?
It's funny. I was telling, one of the producers there that, I've been away all week. Fortunately, it was funny because I've had plans to go to Vancouver for work for like a month. And, and I made my travel plans to leave on Monday as opposed to Friday. When you travel out there, it's like a day lost, right? And so, part of me was like, oh, listen, I got to leave Monday because the Super Bowl, regardless who was in, right?
Right.
I knew there was a good chance the Eagles were going to be there, right? And so then I'm like, we're getting closer and closer, and I'm like, and I was highly confident. I mean, I told everybody all.
I know.
And I still can't believe that they lost the game. And still Monday, I had a connection in DFW, and I'm wearing my Eagles sweatshirt, and still kind of walking around. You get occasional Eagle fans throughout the different airports, and you still go hit a go Birds, but it was definitely a lot less peacocking around as if they would have won. And I still think that they were the better team. Unfortunately, listen, Mahomes is great. Let's not lie about that, right? I mean, you just can't give him the ball that much time. And but it is funny, all the little things. They say the field conditions were bad for both teams, which they were, but just the difference. The pass rush is completely different when you have Sweat and Reddick coming off the edge, lightning fast. And if you can't go lightning fast off the edge, it's going to completely change the way that you are attacking the quarterback, right? I mean, you're going to be a step slower, a little bit more timid, more careful, and you can't do that. I don't know, man. It was definitely, in a way, it was kind of. I was very fortunate to be away this week because I got to miss all the the fire and brimstone afterwards, right? I mean, I guess is that kind of like the feel for everybody, right? Has been like, I still can't believe we lost. We're the better team, or what?
I mean, you know how it is. You can only imagine on a game like that, right? How we would take it because everybody had the same thing you felt like, right? Like we all felt the same way where we felt confident in the game. And the game itself, you're up 10 at halftime.
No.
Right? Like, could you so imagine the reaction is what it was.
Yeah. No. And again, I know that Gannon, obviously did a good job through his stint here, right? But he had some flaws with the way that he managed the back half of that game, right? And quick question, and I haven't heard anybody address it because again I've been on that last Hail Mary that Hurts threw. Did he slip? Is that what happened? I mean, I couldn't really see. I mean,
why the ball died? Yeah, I don't. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know if he did or not, or what the play was supposed to be, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like he threw it.
The ball died. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, at that point, I was just kind of watching glazed over in the field
I know.
position.
Hey, listen, I still think that I think they strap it up there and go out and play tomorrow. I think the Eagles win again. Win
I said this. What's funny? I said this last night, and or earlier in the week, where if they play 10 times, I think the Eagles win 7 of them.
Yeah, I think they were the better team, man. It's just and listen, and they're going to have to rebuild. And I know it's tough. Listen, what is it, like 19 years since the team has won back-to-back division titles in the NFC East, right? So, something crazy like
18 seasons, yeah.
So you got that, right? Well, for what it is, but they'll be back in the playoffs whether they win a division or not, right? I mean, they should be a contender next year. However way this team is going to look different, these are still going to be one of the best teams in the NFC. So, hey, listen, it's going to be a long, long off season, and it's going to be.
I know, dude.
Too long. And then we got the Sixers. Hopefully everyone's healthy going into the playoffs. We got to deal with that, and then Then it's going to be the waiting game till Bryce. You got to be around 500, over 500.
They'll be. I'm not worried about the Phillies at all. I'm not worried about the Phillies and great stuff, G. Welcome home. I don't know about you. I'm not worried about the Phillies at all. I think the Phillies will be fine. I mean, yeah, obviously you're going to miss Bryce, but I think they'll be able to navigate his loss. I like their pitching staff.
Did we forget they signed Trey Turner? I'm honestly asking. Like, I think it's been a while, right? They signed him pretty early on. We were used to the Bryce Harper 100 days before they signed him. Did we forget they signed Trey Turner? This team's nasty. And I'm not saying with or without Bryce, they're like, but no, like they'll be fine.
I agree. I agree.
Like I saw a photo. I saw a photo today. Can I bitch and moan for a second?
If they were 500 when Bryce comes back, I would be disappointed.
I saw one of these fan pages, and look, I get it. But it was, I don't even remember who it was. I'm sure they'll get tagged at some point because I'm complaining. The tweet was, "This isn't how it should have been." And it was Matt Vierling and Nick Maton, their team photos with Tigers uniforms on. And I'm like, are we still freaking crying about these bench players?
Who in the world would post that?
I don't know. Some probably Phillies fan page.
Come on.
Maton and Vierling, you're crying over. And remember when that first happened, the trade? Oh, these are good quality bench pieces to have. Gregory Soto is nasty.
No, I mean, come on. It's you can't. It's a couple of
No, they love the daycare.
No,
they love it, man.
That's the stupidest thing in the world.
They love the daycare.
Stop with the daycare.
Even though the only guy in the daycare that really did anything in the playoffs was Alec Boehm, but let's ignore that part.
Are you kidding me? They don't deserve. Wait. Oh my
God!
Look,
they played their roles. There was big moments. You know, the Vierling home run off of Hader. Nick Maton had a couple big moments, but come on,
big moments. It's ridiculous.
I can't stand it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
This team's nasty. We don't like star players at times, apparently. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. We like these.
Trey Turner's so good.
I know, dude. I don't.
He's one of the best players in the league. One of the best leadoff hitters, and he might not even bat leadoff on this team.
I know, dude.
Because he got Schwarber.
I don't get it. Let's go to, there she is, Edith. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic, Edith.
Hi, Anthony.
What's
I've
up,
been sick
girlfriend?
all week. I've been sick all week, man. I'm telling you, I've been down all week. I got myself together. I watched that movie, You People, and I'm telling you, it's hysterical.
Yeah?
Yeah, the guy was you were talking to about the movie? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard. I needed that laugh. I laughed so hard. That you have to have a good sense of humor, but it's so it's a good movie. Y'all gotta watch it. It's good. It's funny.
You know why we need a laugh? You know that?
Yeah, I do because I'm telling you, I was sick Monday.
Yeah.
I was so sick Monday, I couldn't even eat. Yeah, I was sick.
I don't play.
And I'm so glad I didn't have to go to work. I didn't have to go to work until Wednesday. But I'm, and all the people at my job, they all came up to my desk.
I know,
man. They knew.
Yeah.
I mean, because I said we ain't losing and the whole time. And I mean, for us to make it that far, and not get the prize, it just don't sit well with me.
No, I know. By the way, real quick, because I wasn't sure what happened that the Jalen's last hurrah, because at that point the game was over. To my guys at the A2D radio said that he stepped on Kelsey's foot.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey apparently said it in his podcast.
Oh, wow.
Thanks to Luis for that.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Edith. Go right ahead, my girl.
Oh, okay. That's okay. No. That's okay. But
you make us happy, Edith.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, we had an awesome season. I thank the Eagles so much for giving us that awesome season, and I'm just hoping we'll be back. I mean, we got about, 4 or 5 years?
Oh, yes. Are you kidding me?
We'll be back, Anthony. I know we will.
Listen,
I know we'll be back.
Good. Well, nobody thought that this was the Super Bowl year. Everybody thought that would come back like next year. You would arc to it. Nobody's thinking that it would be, that this was the year and they're not going to get back. Like, somebody said it. I forget which network said, the Eagles are built for now. Like,
oh, it was, what's his face? It was Jerry Jones.
Yeah, which is stupid. If anything, the Eagles are in a better situation for the future than the Cowboys.
Yep. Much better.
Much better is right.
Yep. Much better. And I'm kind of glad Ganon's going. You know, I wish him well over in Arizona, but he just let us down. That's how I look at it. I mean, he didn't have no answer for the second half. On 70 tackles during the regular season, y'all can't get one tackle on a guy that got a high ankle problem.
Again, he coached poorly. All right, he called a bad game. It's okay to say it and admit it. He coached a bad game. He didn't. You know, you got a guy with a bump ankle, right? And he comes out in the second half. You got to test him. Don't you got to test him? They went right down and scored a touchdown. You got to test the guy, right? You got to blitz him. You got to play your corners up when it matters. It's ridiculous now. I'm losing patience with it.
Yeah, I think they only blitzed him maybe, one time?
He blitzed around the goal line, which was idiotic. That's when you don't want to do it. That's when you want to play flood and play zone. You don't bring pressure there. So stupid. And they bit on the motion twice.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Ugh.
That was just crazy for them points. I mean, it was just. I mean, when we went in the halftime, Mr. Ball was down
he's gone. I'll be honest with you. I'm thrilled the dude's gone. This whole nonsense that he's a good coordinator is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. By people who don't know what they're looking at. They look at stats.
Your guys, Spags, they got Eric Bieniemy. I mean, just a lot of the coordinators around here they need to be looking at.
Well, you're not going to go get Spag. He's going to stay. Bieniemy's an offensive guy, but
I'm sure he likes where he's at.
Listen, I love you. You keep your head up, okay? We need you. We need your spirit.
Yep, I'm getting there. I'll be fine.
All right, thanks, Edith.
Thanks for taking my call. You guys have a good weekend.
You too, babe. You too. You know what I mean, Tunes? This whole nonsense of
it's anti-Philly.
You know.
Anti-Philly propaganda.
They don't need. What do they know?
I can't wait for the Eagles to beat the doors off.
Yeah, I'm with you. 610-632-0975 is the number that reaches. You got one more segment to hang before we hightail it out for the weekend. Tune in.
What do we do this weekend?
Nothing. And we got Monday's a holiday. How about it?
We'll be here. Well, not here. We're working Monday.
Oh, yeah.
No holiday.
No holiday. Oh, Tunis. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio with the Tunis right here. 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's talk about the Parks Race and Sportsbook and the BetParks app, which has you covered. I know football's over, but don't forget, don't fret about it. I mean, you got all kinds of NBA stuff. The second half of the season is going to be fun with Sixers. They're going to be playing a lot of interesting games, so you can hop on and do your same-game parlay seats. With the BetParks app, it's more than just the score. It's all the player performances, points, rebounds, assists, blocks, incredible stuff. You're a sports guy, geek, right? You can dive into all that stuff. Total bases in baseball, right? All kinds of stuff. Baseball's coming around, golf, you name it, hockey, playoffs. There's plenty of love for the BetParks app. Make sure you go download it right to your phone, betparks.com. Right now, you get up to $750 in sportsbook credit if your first bet is not a winner. BetParks.com has all the details. Got to be in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers into the loss. Andrew Salchunas. This update is brought to you by Delaware Valley BMW Centers. Now through February 28th during the BMW President's Day sales event. Lease 2023 BMW 530i X-Drive sedan for $659 per month. Visit BMWCenters.com today. Flyers lost to the Kraken last night 6-2. They are now 20-24-10 all in the season. Sixers were off yesterday, and they'll be off till next Thursday. It's the All-Star break. They return Thursday when they take on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Phillies making a little bit of moves today. Well, not moves. They extended Jose Alvarado by 2 years. He's now under contract through 2026. 2026 will be a club option. Keep it locked during the Fanatic for all the latest news and information. Oh, by the way, this update is also brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. See,
DallasStillSucks.com for details.
You know, when the winters are mild, the deals are wild. Gary Barbera knows how to sell a Jeep cheap, not one or two, but a slew.
Holy Jeep!
$199 down or $199 a month. Your radio's not broken. Now, at Barbera's on the Boulevard, Jeep cheap Cherokees,
Even new Grand Cherokees.
$199 down or $199 a month. You gotta get your butt to Barbera. Instant credit, come and get it.
Philadelphia's Credit Connection.
Grab that jar of pennies on your porch. Bring it to Gary Barbera's cheap Jeep land.
Holy Jeep!
You pay the payment, I say, $199 down or $199 a month. If it weren't true, I couldn't say it to you. Gary Barbera's on that big bargain corner of Borbeck and the Boulevard in the great Northeast. I'll say it again, so you know where and when. New Jeep cheap Cherokees, $199 down or $199 a month. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
All offers on approved credit. Plus tax 452.fee.
Oh, and yes, Gary.
DallasStillSucks.com.
Every small business owner knows business can happen anytime, anywhere. The office, the warehouse, or on the road. And no matter where it takes you, there's one solution to help your business thrive. Comcast Business Complete Connectivity. It's the largest, fastest, reliable network with advanced gig speed Wi-Fi and cyber threat protection in one solution. Get started with internet for just $49 a month. Plus, add Comcast Business Mobile and you can save up to 60% a year on your wireless bill. And ask how to get up to $1,000 in prepaid cards.
Flight 291 is down.
Yep, you're going places. And when you get there, be ready to do business. The complete connectivity solution from the company that powers more small businesses than any other provider. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/21/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires Eagle Bill and autopay. New 50 megabits per second internet. Customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply. Gig internet required for gig Wi-Fi. Mobile savings compares pricing of top 3 carriers.
Right now, Wawa's serving up any 2 Sizzlies for just $5. Every day until 11 a.m. Bask in the warmth of breakfast with a delicious sausage, egg, and cheese croissant. And try the new bacon burrito. Or get 2 egg bites with a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel without breaking the bank. Wake up and smell the Sizzlies. 2 for $5. It's a deal worth waking up for. Great morning start at Wawa.
Hey, honey, guess what I got?
Oh, is that lunch I'm smelling?
Warmer.
Did you go to Wawa?
Warmer.
Wait, is it a hoagie?
Warmer.
Is it a meatball hot hoagie from Wawa?
On fire.
Yes! You know I love those. Do you know why hot hoagie season is my favorite?
It's warmer.
Exactly.
Warm up your winter with hot hoagies. Gotta have a Wawa.
You know, as a 2-time cancer survivor, when it comes to funding cancer research, I'm a big supporter, and I believe in it. John Kincaid telling you about my friends at the American Association for Cancer Research, which is also the official charity of the John Kincaid Show. They're based right here in Philadelphia, but more importantly, they are supporting the work worldwide in the battle against cancer. There are almost 17 million Americans just like me that have survived cancer. Why? Because of the great researchers, the doctors, the ones who find the differences, the ones who find the newest breakthroughs. You want to help fund their work? Of course you do, because it's going to hit home in your family at some point. Maybe it's in your office. Maybe it's your friend group. Make a donation today to the AACR. Go to aacr.org/fanatic. Cancer researchers need your support now. The breakthroughs, they're coming fast and furious. Be a part of the cause. Go to aacr.org/fanatic, because I'm living proof. Cancer research saves lives.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At the UPS Store, we know this upcoming holiday is when things can get busy for small business owners.
Exactly. My to-do list and I don't take days off.
That's why you can count on us to be open and ready to help with every small business need, whether it's packing and shipping or if it's just to check your mailbox.
That's almost everything on my to-do list. My list and I can take the day off.
Your local, the everything to help you be unstoppable store. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. The UPS Store locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, The Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Judas!
No. I'm not back on Monday.
Clarice.
Come looking for me.
Clarice.
Anyways.
You were to, you ever think about people wearing your skin?
All the time. I hope I look good on them.
Where we at here? BG.
I got a lot of stuff for you.
You do? What do you got?
I got a lot of stuff for you.
Well, tell me. What do we
All right.
got?
Do you want to start with Phillies?
Phillies.
You want to start with Phillies?
Phillies make me happy.
They make you happy. Okay, so Alex Coffey covers the Phillies for the Inquirer. She wrote a story. JT Realmuto caught Painter for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
So they reported, but I got to give them credit. A lot of those guys were down there early. The only no-shows so far, Bryce, which I understand because of the injury. Nick Castellanos is the only other guy not there of the main players. Kind of surprising. I know he's got a family and all.
Yeah.
But he had a pretty piss-poor season last year. You know, maybe get down there early. But, hey, that's just me. Realmuto called Painter.
What do you think, without Bryce, what's the Castellanos leash?
What do you mean?
So people go nuts. Like, how?
Oh, if he's 0 in the first series, he's lucky it's in Texas. If he's, let's say he has
serious though, is he what? What's he? If he is,
he better hit at least 25 bombs this year, and even that's not enough. But 25, is that a fair number? He paid him for it.
I agree. Yes, 25.
He's lucky Schwarber hit 75 last year. Made up for it.
I agree.
So at least 25 home runs out of my middle of the order outfielder who can't field very well.
Right.
I don't think that's too much asking for.
No, dude, I'm with you. I'm hoping that, that whole last year was an anomaly.
Yeah, I don't want slap singles out of Castellanos. But anyway, so Painter, Realmuto caught Painter. He was expecting a 4-pitch arsenal. Painter has worked in a cutter now. So now all of a sudden he's got 5 pitches.
Oh, dude.
And Realmuto said all of them were just nasty.
Oh, dude. Painter's going to be legit.
Awesome. So that's the Phillies thing that everybody should be excited for. I have a tweet from the NFL UK account. Obviously, NFL is expanding. They asked a question for their audience, and they have 263,000 followers. Who are you building your franchise around? And they have young quarterbacks on there, photos of them. Your quarterbacks are, and they asked them to be ranked 1 through 6. Your quarterbacks are Josh Allen, fair. Yep. Patrick Mahomes, fair. Yep. Trevor Lawrence, Joey Burrow, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert. No Jalen Hurts in the conversation.
How do you have Fields and not Hurts?
Right.
Who are the last two? Fields and who?
Herbert.
Well, Herbert's.
Which Herbert, I get it. And, Trevor Lawrence, I understand.
Nah, you got to put.
But, the guy finished second in MVP. And it was in the Super Bowl.
It's the UK.
They're
a little late to the party.
They're not really sharing enough knowledge.
They're worried about
to their
Neymar,
audience.
Poker and fast food.
Exactly. All right, one more thing for you. I have a clip of audio for you. I know you've been avoiding any of these celebrations for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I have had none of them, and I have not. And I'm a Kelsey fan.
Yes.
I did not listen to the podcast.
The podcast, there was a clip that went viral that was pretty nice. The two of them got very emotional talking about their mom and how hard it must have been for her. And she had a very big week. So let me ask you a question.
Where happened Mr. Kelsey? Mr. Kelsey gets no love.
He was on one of the podcast episodes.
Okay, but he gets no love.
He was really cool, and he was, bleeping this, bleeping that.
Yeah, but Mr. Kelsey gets no love.
He gets no love. You're right. It's all Miss Donna Kelsey. But she seems like a national treasure.
She does. She's awesome. I'm just saying.
Speaking of treasures,
what about equal love for Mr. Kelsey?
I understand.
Why is he wearing shorts today, Uncle Frank?
It's a nice shorts day. If it wasn't raining. But
it is raining, and it's February.
That's a good point. Well, I wore shorts yesterday. 65 degrees.
February, no shorts.
Or Wednesday. When was Wednesday? Wednesday, I wore shorts. 65 degrees.
It's February.
It was nice. Doesn't matter what time of the month. We've had this conversation. If it reaches a temperature, it doesn't matter what time of the year it is.
If it's 80 degrees, okay.
Yeah, well, you're different. I'm a shortsman at like 50.
Okay. But my boy is, you're a young man. My boy is not.
He's what, 35?
My boy's a seasoned fella. Weathered.
Uncle Frank.
So Uncle Frank should not be wearing shorts.
Nah, it's okay. Let him live.
No, I'm just saying. You want to see your uncle with shorts?
I mean, I'm on the beach with my uncle sometimes. Is that weird?
No, whatever. You're not following. You're a shortsman too.
I'm a shortsman. All right, so we have
I'm anti-shorts.
We have one clip to play for you. So Patrick Mahomes making.
You're wearing short pants. The boss doesn't wear short pants, Uncle Frank.
Patrick Mahomes making the rounds. All the TV interviews and stuff. He was asked about the Super Bowl, obviously. Take a listen.
Yeah, no. So we started off. They actually threw a nice party for us at the hotel. The Chainsmokers came through. DJ Khaled came through. Spoon Man from the Soundgarden videos coming to my. I'm talking 6 grills burning at all times. Tiki torches, 3 whole pigs, loads of macaroni and cheeses, baked potatoes, collard greens, a horse. You can't beat that, man. That's every genre of music you need right there.
So what you think about that?
All right.
Did you really listen?
No.
I don't blame you.
It's Patrick Mahomes. I really,
was it all Patrick Mahomes?
And then somebody else came on, and it was that dude, the food guy? Who was it?
Kenny Powers. He's bowing down. Dude, he sounds just like him.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
I saw this pop up on Twitter yesterday.
He's got a new show.
Oh yeah, where
he's got the new show.
He's one of the traveling religious guys.
I watched. I used to like the baseball show a little bit.
Yeah, it was a very culty.
Eastbound and Down.
Very culty.
It was decent. It could have been better.
Yeah,
but they got way too into him.
Yeah, they got deep.
It was just too I liked the baseball part of it. Was more fun.
Yes.
It was a good concept.
Yeah. I watched it. I had time.
But
pre-child.
But Danny McBride is his name. I mean, I don't know.
He's funny.
Yeah,
but he sounds just like him.
Yeah.
You don't care.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's because it's Patrick Mahomes.
I don't. I'm sorry, Tunis. I'm away from sports this week. I'm done. I went away from sports. I want nothing to do with it.
No humor allowed.
You don't get that, Uncle Frank. What do you mean you don't get that? What are you looking forward to? The All-Star game? And there's no sports. There's no sports. You got hockey, right? You're watching that stupid Flyers game last night. All right? That completely got to – there's nothing going on for a week, Uncle Frank. Go get some culture.
Go get some culture.
Come on, Uncle Frank. Black Gritty. Let me get my man Black Gritty up here. BG.
All-Star Weekend ain't what it used to be.
It sucks.
Game, but the
Who
rest
cares?
of it's just trash band. And,
B didn't even make the starting 5. Are you kidding me?
it's not my job like you, but today is the first day I'm even trying to do my podcast, bro. I don't care about it. I ain't turn on my TV, nothing sports related. Most of it do is call you, listen to you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want none of it. I don't want none of it creeping into me. I want to wallow in my own misery. We beat ourselves. They made the plays. They won, tip the hat, whatever. We beat ourselves, so it makes me sick. Young Thundercat.
What's up, BG?
Can I come by and babysit and hug the baby? I think that might be one of those. I saw you sitting there smiling and stuff. You got the baby at home. I need a baby to hold, Something look at the future and love and joy, Somebody looks back at me and don't know.
What do you go by? Would you go by as Uncle Black Gritty?
You Uncle BG, Uncle O, you know what I mean?
I like Uncle BG.
Uncle BG.
Uncle BG works, But just let me hold the baby, man. That's why you out here smiling. Me and Cuz, we got grown kids. They don't look at us the same, with the wonder and the joy and the love. But I just want to say I'm with you, Cuz I haven't, like I said, my one friend's like, let's do the show, and I'm like, bro, I don't even care enough because I don't want to be doing this cussing and yelling crazy. I'm upset. I wake up every morning sad, and it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't have lost that game. It makes me so sick and sad inside. I'm going to text you, young Thundercat. I'm coming to hug that baby. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to.
See you soon, Uncle BG.
Talk to you guys. Y'all have a good one.
See you,
And throw
BG.
some cuz bugs with the kids, too. I know you're grumpy. Go ahead and
They
throw
don't need
some
no.
bugs.
Guess what? They don't need no cuz bucks.
I know they
They
don't.
get enough of them. They get enough stuff.
And
By the way, what else do they do today? Piss me off.
Oh,
They
what'd they
waste
do?
the water. They're just wasteful. Let her out.
Ground them. Lock them up. Shut them down.
Yeah, they are.
I talk
Good
to y'all.
stuff. And then Gagooch peed in the yeah.
I hate the.
Gagooch, I think Gagooch was mad at not. Anthony's door was shut, and he sleeps with Anthony.
Okay.
On the bed. The two. I don't know how, because Anthony's a monster.
Yeah.
And then Gagooch is a monster. But Anthony's door was shut.
So he
and
peed outside of it?
He peed. Yes, it's right across from the bathroom, and he peed in the bathroom.
Oh man.
All over. Oh, Tab had a fit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Gooch was in the doghouse. The boys were in the doghouse.
See, I hate
Daddy's always in the doghouse.
Well, of course, I'm getting used to that one.
Uncle Frank's in the doghouse.
The leaving the water on for too long, like before a shower, it bothers me. Christy does it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Wait, you think too wasteful?
she turns the water
No,
on.
I'm talking about drinking water.
Oh,
They
okay.
waste.
She turns the shower water on. All of a sudden goes to do something. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I hear the water running.
Right.
Downstairs for 5 minutes. Go upstairs. Go
Are you anti
shower.
the steam?
No, it's not even that. Just don't waste the water.
Are you anti steam because I do like to steam it
Oh,
up.
do you?
Yeah.
All right, no, she's just doing it because she's doing something else, and then I guess forgets or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Or time goes by quickly.
Yeah. No, that's a violation.
You're doing it for a purpose, I guess.
That's a violation.
I also don't like. Let me ask you this: when you brush your teeth, what do you do when you brush your teeth?
What do you mean? No, I use the water.
You use the water. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you keep the water running as you brush your teeth.
Yes.
Really?
I do.
hate it. Turn it off. What do you need it on for?
Well,
Is it calming?
yeah. You know what I do? You're probably right. It probably is wasteful. But I go, right? Then I run a little water on it to break up the toothpaste itself.
I do that too. You could do that.
And then I do it
You
again.
can turn it back on. It's not a car. It's not like you're losing gas every time you turn the car on.
You're right.
It's a faucet.
No,
Shut it.
You're right. I agree.
But she runs the whole time.
The reason why I do like it is it gets colder. Like the longer it runs.
Why do you need cold? Your teeth are going to chatter.
I like cold water. I like the cold water. I like to brush my teeth with cold water.
That's kind of psycho.
Cold water, really?
Yeah, it's like
because then when I gargle to get rid of the and then to get rid of toothpaste, then I drink some.
You drink your toothpaste?
No. After I gargle and spit, right? My mouth is clean, and then I can go for a little gulp of water.
Okay, I respect
and
that.
it's now cold, the water.
Yeah.
And I like cold water. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I hear you. I'm
I'm
just
disappointed.
saying. Sorry.
There's a lot of those little house things that bother me.
Oh, dude, you
Like, why are you leaving the water running when you're brushing your teeth?
You're like Felix, man. I feel bad for Christy. I can see you running around behind it with a dustpan.
She leaves the cupboards open sometimes.
About the cabinets?
The cabinets, yeah. Like, you get the coffee mug, shut the cabinet.
Dude, you're that guy. What was that movie where the psycho ex-husband had, he would put the cans in order. What was it called? Sleeping with the Enemy. It's an old movie.
Okay.
You never hear? You never hear of it?
No.
Sleeping with the Enemy. Uncle Frank, you ever heard of Sleeping with the Enemy? So it was Julia Roberts, right? She escaped from some psychopath. And then the psychopath found her.
Okay.
Right? And she knew the psychopath was in the house when she opened up the cabinet and all the cans
were in order. That's terrifying.
That's you, cuz. You are that guy.
Yeah.
You're a can man. You are. You're a can man. You're one of those guys.
You better look
Poor
out.
Christy,
Can
man.
man's coming. Can man's coming.
You are. You're the can man.
It's like Omar. Omar's.
Yes. You're a psycho, dude. You are.
Why? Because I don't leave the sink running when I brush my teeth.
Dude, but you
turn it off.
You take it to another degree, dude. You're the can man. Poor Christy. You're chasing after her with dustpan and all this other stuff. Oh, my God, dude. Roger, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Raj.
What up, cuz?
What up, Raj?
Hey, man. Ain't nothing much. Hey, Tunis, you are a little bit overboard with the water, bro.
How am I overboard? Wait, why are you brushing your teeth with the water running? Turn it off.
Dude, he's the can man.
You don't need it. Raj, what purpose is it serving? I want to ask a legitimate question. What purpose is it serving you?
Man, I'm brushing my teeth. It's only 30 seconds a minute. Ain't that big?
Yeah, man. Give him a break. Leave him alone.
Hey, so how long does it take you to put the hose back on or the sink?
Hey, that don't matter. Ain't why I call. It's all good.
You're right, Raj. He's a psycho, man.
I appreciate it. Cuz, man, I'm with you, bro. I've been suffering all week, right? But I saw two things the last couple of days. Actually, I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth here. We made too many mistakes to win the game. So, I'm not going to say the two things I'm getting ready to say affected the game that much, but I was listening to an interview, and Mahomes admitted himself that earlier in the game that Bradbury or whoever had held, and they didn't call it. So that tells me that Bradbury, in his mind, is thinking, well, they're not calling it, so the flag, to me, was BS. So that's one. And then last night, I made a mistake. I was in our Facebook group, and somebody said that the game was back on NFL Network, and I wasn't going to watch it. Like I remember yesterday, you were talking about you never want to see it again. I did not watch it. I just happened to flip to it for like a split second, and the play it happened to be on was the 2nd and 1 play before Sayamalu's false start. And on that play, I don't know if you remember, you probably won't go back and watch it, Gainwell is about to pick up the first down, and he slips short, which causes the 3rd and 1, which causes the false start, which leads to Jalen's fumble. And I'm thinking to myself, if Gainwell doesn't slip on that terrible field, that play to me is what changed the whole tenor of the game, because we were moving the ball at will at that point. We probably go down and get points, and who knows what happens from there. Again, we made too many mistakes. The Chiefs didn't make any. I think that determined the game. But those two things are stuck in my head, man. I wish I would have never thought.
I hear you, but oh my God.
So now it's like we got Phillies, we got Sixers, but it's like I don't even know if I could enjoy regular seasons anymore, because everything now is like championships are bust in my mind. Like,
don't do yourself a favor. Don't go down that road. I know it's hard not to, but it's the worst if you're just in title mode. Now with the Sixers, you got to get past the second round. So I get it. It's 5 years, sure. So you got to get past the second round.
Yeah, let's fast forward past All-Star Weekend.
I'm down with that. I think that's fair. But the Eagles, I don't want to just all of a sudden next year we're going to be wake me when we go to the Super Bowl. I mean, I want to enjoy the season. I know. You know?
I know. I hear you.
The Phillies, we got to be once. I think it's a good time to take the pledge. 162. You in?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm in.
Good man, Raj. Thanks, buddy. See you, brother.
Dude, like this, I keep on thinking about the Phillies, man.
What's that, man?
This rotation's nasty.
It is. Their bullpen's nasty,
so
too.
Good. And the beauty is because your bullpen's so good.
I know.
What was one of the problems come World Series time? Yeah, Nola and Wheeler were shot.
Yeah.
Right? And, Wheeler, they had to sit Wheeler toward the end of the season.
Yeah.
And Nola looked cooked come playoff time. Dude, you can get, a couple innings shed off now because of the way that this bullpen is, and you could do spot starts with the falter, right? If Painter's your fifth starter,
and you bring him along slowly, right? Because the last thing I want to be is in a Strider situation,
right,
where it's the playoffs and I can't use him.
Dude, look at Steven Strasburg. The guy still isn't.
I know
he's still in the league.
He's
still in the league, but he doesn't pitch.
I know. I just don't want to go do Strider again.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
But I also don't want to do Spencer Howard. They were way too comfortable or careful with him, and look what happened. The guy couldn't pitch past the second inning.
Okay, first of all, Spencer Howard was a Twinkie, okay? He was a Twinkie.
Or the PB&J.
Yeah, no.
He needed a PB&J
to get through. This kid, listen to me. The other kid is a tiger.
Yeah.
All right?
What was Tiger versus Twinkie?
Yeah. This kid's a Tiger. Spencer Howard was a Twinkie. I remember somebody telling me that the dude he wanted to attack him. He drove him so crazy. You can only imagine who it is.
Yeah.
Right. And he may or may not eat glass.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. But Spencer Howard, you wanted to kill him. You wanted, dude.
Remember he
was a Twinkie.
Remember he dropped the bunt?
Oh,
then got gassed running up the first baseline.
You know what's funny? I still root against him. I do. I root against. I look for the box score, and he's in Texas, and I love when he gets rocked. I hate that kid.
Yeah,
I hate him.
I do too.
He's a Twinkie.
I root for him to fail.
All right, this kid that we're going to see is a Tiger. All right,
dude. By the way, my man Anthony checks in. Andrew becoming his parents, and it's the gif of the one of the commercials, the progressive commercials. He's spot on.
Oh my God!
But Alfie checks in, my man Alfie.
Oh, dude, come on! You're the can man.
He says the brushing the teeth thing is the same length as washing hands properly. I get that, but when you wash your hands, you're supposed to then turn off the water and scrub, and then you put the water back on.
So I don't do that either.
I don't either.
I let the water run because
I do
my
too.
hand's full of soap.
You don't want to. I know.
I don't want to soap up.
I'm with you, but you can't give me that argument.
You psycho.
No, but I'm with you on that one.
All right.
Especially because it warms up.
You're the can man, cause you are. I'm worried.
Yeah?
I got to show the scene. Sleeping with the enemy. You're the can man.
Yeah, you're gonna spend 6 days in Florida with me, man. Look out.
Oh my God, dude. I got to find this before we get out of here.
I think we only have like 10 seconds. How much time, Maddie?
20 seconds.
Right now.
Oh, right
this
now
clock's
we're done.
off. We're done. Have a good weekend.
All right, we love you guys. Stay tuned. Best show ever is coming up next. We'll see you on Monday.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Sixers on the All-Star break. This Fanatic Update is brought to you by the Parks Race and Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Grab lunch at Chickies and Pete's this Friday with the Cousin Tunas, that's today, and then place your bets for this weekend at the Parks Race and Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Your Philadelphia 76ers are enjoying some time off for the NBA All-Star break. They head into this weekend sitting at 38-19 with the fourth best record in the NBA. Joel Embiid is scheduled to start in the All-Star game on Sunday, but he said he might sit this one out due to that sore foot. The Flyers fell to the Kraken in Seattle last night. It was ugly. They head to Vancouver tomorrow to take on the Canucks. And pitchers and catchers reported yesterday the team signed left-handed reliever Jose Alvarado to a 3-year extension with a club option for 2026. Phil's first spring training game is February 25th against the Tigers. This update is also brought to you by your Delaware Valley BMW Centers. Now through February 20th during the BMW President's Day sales event, lease a 2023 BMW 530i X-Drive sedan for $659 per month. Visit BMWcenters.com today. For all the latest news and updates, keep it here. I'm Jennifer Scordo for 97.5 The Fanatic.